What's going on, Whisper Nation? It is the live draft of the TFW Whisper Listener League. We are joined, as always, by Johnny Game Time Hicks, Big Travie, and we are so excited to bring onto the show Alex Strofe, the People's Champ, elected one and only by himself, tuning in here from Wisconsin, United States. What's going on, man?
What's up, guys? Thanks so much for letting me hop on. I've got a couple of grievances to air. I've got a little bit of shit to talk. So I'm excited to be here. It's one of my favorite events annually, behind, of course, the 24-hour draft-a-thon. It's the actual draft. I missed part of it last year because my niece was born. But now, of course, I know Johnny's really happy to see that I've got the first pick. So I'm ready to get this thing started.
Holy cow.
Oh, we got Whisper Nation popping in. Welcome in, everybody. We're about to get this thing started. Oh, been waiting.
Yeah, so for our listeners tuning in here, it's going to be a little bit different of a program than if you are a regular listener of the show. We will be doing analysis. We will be jumping in, answering questions, having a good old time with all y'all here. But we're also drafting for realsies. And Johnny, Travis, and myself, we take this very seriously. So if you hear any pauses or any deep contemplation or any expletives flying left and right, it's going to be just because we love this thing so darn much. And we're excited to be drafting live alongside Whisper Nation and everyone else tuning in for the first time.
So we should also note real quick, Travie and Johnny share a team. Now, this didn't happen last year. How's this going to go, boys?
Oh, it's going to go fantastic.
Well, we did it the first year that we were a podcast, and it was not the best. We did not draft very well. We're hoping to have learned from our mistakes and be much more simpatico today. But I have a feeling it'll get a little clunky here, but we'll figure it out. We'll navigate. We like to say be like water here, and we'll just matriculate through the draft as we need to do.
We're gonna draft a dynamite team. Don't you worry about that.
Matriculate, bro. That's a big brain word.
That is a big word.
A big brain draft coming on this one. Right. We see some picks matriculating into the roster positions.
Matriculating.
It might be the only big brain word I'm able to use today, but I threw it out there.
Bro, you already win, man.
How'd the shower go this morning, Travie?
Oh, it was great. It was great. Hot water on my throbbing head, but
it just matriculated down.
Yeah.
I should say, or I should state, I'm just going to remind everybody of the rules of the league. Okay.
Yes, please.
Oh yeah.
And the
Let's
position.
do that.
Yeah. Okay. So we got a quarterback that you have to start. It's also a super flex. Okay. You have 2 running back spots, starting spots, 2 wide receiver starting spots, a tight end. And then you also have a flex, so a wide receiver, running back, or a tight end spot. So you have a super flex and a flex. A kicker and a defense are in this one if you want to pick them. And then we've got 5 bench spots. There is also, it's a PPR, and there is a 3rd round reversal twist, like the Scott Fish Bowl. So, yeah.
I got to say, Johnny, I looked into the 3rd round reversal. I'm actually a big fan of it. This is my first time doing a 3rd round reversal draft, and I think the points there to even out draft position hold true. I was a little resentful. I imagine Strofe was also, as we're at the top leg of the draft.
Correct.
When I looked a little bit more into it and I started thinking about it objectively, it kind of negates draft position and just makes an even keeled opportunity for anyone, regardless of where you're at. And I think that's kind of what we all want.
Interesting take there, Austin. Yeah. Interesting take. See, I don't know if I agree with that very much, and I find it odd that I get the first pick, these 2 bozos get the final pick, and then they don't tell anybody about this 3rd round reversal until after the draft order is selected. Little fishy, huh?
Hey,
call me Ruxin, but I sense collusion.
Okay, I said this is like you didn't read the fine print in the contract, and now you're blaming me?
Yeah, there was a contract. Very professional.
The contract of the league, baby.
Listen,
all right, you guys ready to hit
pull receipts, Strofe? I mean, Sleeper has it right there. We had it in since
yes, but you didn't invite anybody to the league until after the order was determined. So I just find it odd that I'm picking first.
Yeah, I find it very odd, Alex. I'm with you though, so we'll see how it goes at the end. If we'll think that early upper side there balances out, but a couple of other rules just want to preface in there, right, Johnny? The 6-point passing touchdowns that we got in there.
Passing touchdowns, tackles for losses. You get
quarter
a quarter of a point.
Yep.
You do what else?
No other
I
major
think that's
cluster.
it.
Full point.
Yeah.
Full point PPR.
Full point.
Mhm.
All right, we ready? Hit start. Strofe is on the clock.
Are we ready, boys? Ready, Whisper
right.
Nation?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right, hitting that start button.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Away we go. So I'd like to address Whisper Nation quick, if you do not mind. I've got a couple pages of notes here. First off, me, Alex Strofe, the People's Champ, would like to welcome Whisper Nation to the 2021 Whisper Nation League presented by Sleeper. Travi, Johnny, good luck. You both suck. Austin, I love you. You're wonderful. Shout out to the fly guy, Jay Bley. He has the one that has dubbed me the People's Champ. To team, what is it? Death by Rona. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to watch you shit the bed. It's going to be entertainment and pure joy for the rest of us in the league. Finally, I see a couple things in the comments that I would like to address. First, Scott says, very fishy collusion. I agree, sir. And finally, just above him, Rob Navarro chimes in, I'm from the future. Do not take CMC with the first pick. So I'm going to listen to Rob because I believe in time machines. I believe that Christian McCaffrey, while he missed 13 games last year, I'm not too worried about him this year. I think he can stay on the field. He doesn't have a ton of injury history outside of that, and it was nothing too serious, nothing that needed surgery. But I'm not rolling with CMC this year. I'm rolling with a guy I find reliable. I'm rolling with a guy we all love and know. I am rolling with the running back out of Alabama. The Tennessee Titans, Derrick Henry is the first selection in the draft.
What?
Oh!
What?
I do like it. I do like it.
Let's get this thing started, baby.
Oh!
What? Oh my god!
And there goes Mahomes, death by
Hey.
Rona.
Reach for your guy.
Oh, you put me in such
Alex.
a tough position here. I did
Yeah,
not,
really, really tough.
No, I really don't want to take Christian McCaffrey. It's like,
I
the
didn't
guy I
either.
wanted to take Kyler Murray is who I want to take because that's what we got to do. But this Christian McCaffrey situation sitting up at the top, it's so juicy. And I want to give more airtime, which has happened, but I'm on the clock. I don't think I overthink this one. I think I go and I just roll forward. Just pin the nose, take the man. There we go. I don't need to think about this. Strofe, that was amazing.
Thank
by the
you.
way.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
That-
Thank
I'm
you
the
for bringing
people's-
that to the show.
People's champ for a reason.
Yeah, there's a reason why we actually gave you the link to come on the stream. And put a tie on and actually said some words. I didn't believe in you, but I'm glad that you came through.
And I believe in that first overall pick, man. I had said it before. I think that Derrick Henry's floor is where he's being drafted at. And even in a PPR format, I think the only thing suggesting he's not going to break 2,000 yards is age and durability. But he's an alien, and I don't think we can really evaluate previous players, those types of graphs for Derrick Henry. The whole team is built for him. He's super elite in terms of talent and size and all that stuff. I like it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I like that you got Christian McCaffrey at pick 3. That's some pretty good value there.
And Zardis comes in and hits it true. Henry might be getting some reception this year. Don't hate it. Darrington Evans has been looking good. Their drafted running back from last year who was hurt a lot. He might be involved, but it's Henry alone.
Hey, you know when Mr. Miyagi is giving me a 10 out of 10 for showmanship, I'm doing something right? Like, that is the biggest compliment a guy can receive when Mr. Miyagi is freaking streaming this. What's up, Mr. Miyagi? How you
Mr.
doing?
Miyagi, chiming in live from Tokyo.
Oh my gosh. We get wow. Don Flick gets Kyler Murray at the 7 pick. That's wild.
That's pretty juicy.
That is great. We have 30 people tuning in right now. If you're new to our channel, I just
going
want to say, what's up? We're doing our actual listener league draft right now. If you like fantasy football, hit that like and hit that subscribe on your way in. We'd greatly appreciate it. We're trying to get to, we're almost up to 1750 now subs. So we're trying to.
Good for you guys. That's
yeah,
awesome.
we're trying to get to that big 2K by the start of the season. We'll cross our fingers.
We're trucking along with it. And you guys are coming up here on the clock, just 2 picks
good.
away here. Last year's champ, Jay Blizzy, Josh over there taking Saquon at 12.
Love that.
Z here in the 13th. Who are you guys thinking of right now, though? What's on your mind? What's coming up?
We're
We're
can't
thinking
tell
the
you
best
right now.
player available.
He's watching.
That's what we're thinking.
I will say that I'm glad that Lamar Jackson and Dak Prescott got taken before our pick, because those are both guys that Travis wanted. I did not want either one.
Now you're on the clock. Now there's no secrets
All
to be
right.
stolen.
There goes my
Okay.
guy.
All right, Travis, what are you thinking here? We have.
I think we go.
Can you see the picks too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I can make the pick too.
Oh, okay.
I'm
All right,
honest with you.
dude. What? Okay.
Or
What are you
maybe not.
thinking? What are you thinking here?
So I think we should take Russ with one pick, and then I'll default to you. I think one of the running backs would be nice here, or even
Yeah.
Devontae, or even Kelsey. Oh, Kelsey's gone, or Waller here. I'm gonna go. I'd say Russ and Zeke off the top of my head. That's what I'd like to go.
I definitely want Zeke. So yeah, I'm fine with that. We'll go. We'll go Zeke and Russell.
Zeke and Russell.
Yeah.
Okay, for some bread and butter combination.
I like that start, dude.
Yeah.
We're talking about
be a lot worse.
Travis and I were talking about this after the show on Friday. We were kind of talking about what we liked, what we didn't like about our mock, what we kind of want to do, and this was like our best case scenario was landing Russell and Zeke. So I really want Zeke this year. I think he's going to be phenomenal. I am worried about Dak's arm. Now they're starting to say that it could linger into the regular season, which means this nom nom nom, baby. Let's go.
I want to bring up a point here that the football therapist comes in. Thanks for joining and commenting along. If trades are allowed, like it shows, I hate the pick. Try to trade out. He's not valued there. I assume that's referring to Derrick Henry in the 1-1. You know, one of the things we say on this show is reach for your guy.
Reach for your guy.
If you actually like a guy. And I would agree with the football therapist, just like I agree with the comments that came about the Phoenix Suns taking Cam Johnson at 10. You should have traded back and taken him later. You know, it's one of those things where if you could say get a good value and drop back to 3, 4, or 5 and get a little added value there down later on down in the draft, get your guy you always wanted and then pick up some more value, great. It's just oftentimes so difficult to pull that off and to then also know that the guy you did all this work to try to move back in is actually still there. You know, what Strofe by taking Henry 1 shows is you can mock all day long, but when the league really gets going, anything can happen. You know what I mean? And taking somebody 5 picks earlier, I think that's pretty debatable if that's like a heavy reach. And so trying to line it up and guide that in that way, I think it's just you're setting yourself up for disappointment. It's probably not going to work out.
I think it's more if it's like dynasty, then yeah, I would be more down with that, you know, kind of idea and more willing to do it. But in a redraft league, like you said, if you're trying to trade down just to get your guy what is perceived a decent value, there's too many things and variables that could go wrong that I wouldn't. It's just it's a half round. Like Derrick Henry was going to go in the first round anyway. So is it, you know, like we said, reach for your guy. That's what we
reach
like
for your guy.
I mean, I wouldn't have taken him first, but hey, Alex wants to lose to us, so that's what he does. No, I'm just messing.
Yeah, no, I'm reaching for my guy. It's what I'm gonna do. I gotta be honest with you guys. I don't like the concept of trades and fantasy drafts. I'm just not a fan of them. I seem to find that I'd just rather reach than trade out. Maybe you can get some added value in a later round, and you can probably, you know, if you have 2 10th round picks, that's great. Personally, not for me.
Yeah, I agree. And then just to round this last point out here, because I know a lot of folks who are getting ready for their drafts, and that top selection is a big question to ask. And Paul Peters here says, if this is full PPR, what's the thought process taking Henry over CMC? Here's the thought process. The best year Christian McCaffrey has ever had back in 2019 when he was the 1-1 in all formats, he had just under 1,400 yards rushing with just around 1,000 yards receiving. So he had 2,400 yards total with 19 total touchdowns. You're looking at Derrick Henry, who might be able to break the all-time rushing record on the ground this year and leave the previous record a little bit in the dust. Like, he already broke 2,000 yards. He's looking to have the best opportunity coming up this year ahead. I think the improvement to the Tennessee offense with the acquisition of Julio Jones and the development of their other young studs and A.J. Brown and just the rest of the players on that team are going to have Derrick Henry the best opportunity he's had. He could get 2,200 yards on the ground this year flat out. And then Z brought in the good point to watch out for that receiving work. Derrick Henry could get 500 yards receiving this year, along with 2,000 plus yards rushing. and then just blow everyone out of the air from the yards total, and then the touchdowns there. No one's doubting that. So is it likely? I give that scenario like, a 20% chance, but like that actually can happen. And I'm on the clock right now, so I'm going to pick my second dude. But I think that's the thought process behind taking Henry over CMC. And CMC needed everything to work out for him to get all that opportunity. And it's a new coach, it's a new system, it's a new quarterback from that 2019 dominating year.
Yeah,
Love it. I love how you hype up my guy.
Yeah, devil's advocate here for Strofe, but it's tough to make up the difference in PPR points between CMC and Derrick.
No, that's completely fair.
It's just real. It's in their monster seasons together, we're talking about almost 100-point difference.
Yeah, and
470 PPR points for CMC in 2019 to Derrick Henry's last year was 330 PPR points. So,
yeah, I have my concerns.
But to Austin's
hey,
points, like we have the that mystery box, that what if Derrick Henry actually does get worked in the passing game more. We have a situation where maybe there's something we've never even seen before.
Where are you going here, Sear?
I like DeAndre Hopkins a lot. I'm holding up a little bit just from the question marks, the vaccine talk. Yeah. He's got that questionable next to him. I love what DK Metcalf could be about. I just see so many things pointing there. I'm going to probably fade over here on quarterbacks and grab another one of these I see as elite choices here. It's really Calvin Ridley's great. I like AJ Brown too. It's just not where I'm going to go. I don't want to have 17 games saddled with these guys right now. It's really between DK and DeAndre Hopkins for me. Oh, it's coming down there. I'm going to go ahead. Oh boy. I'm going to take my boy here in DeAndre Hopkins.
Reach for your guy.
He's one of my elites. Yep. He's right there. I have him as an elite option, and I'm happy to secure that. Do your research ahead of time and lean on your values. I'm going to go ahead and take him.
All right, Alex, how are you going to back up that number one overall pick?
Yeah, it'd be really nice if I could have back-to-back picks here, like, every fucking league that's ever existed. But hey, it's fine. We'll do it your way, boys. Whatever makes you happy. There in that 14th slot, you can have the first pick in 2 rounds in a row for some reason. All right, I don't know. I'm with Austin, right? I think I'm gonna wait on QBs. 8 teams have already grabbed 1, so that leaves 6 of us fighting for some of those guys left out there at the quarterback position. I still see a lot of guys with some value. They are not going to name names because I want them to stick around. But I'm looking at Metcalf. Austin talked about it. I want to get a top receiver here, a number 1 guy. And I think that's what he'll provide. He's still young. He's still learning. He's still developing. And I think this could just be a monster year for him. So that's the direction I'm going to go here with DK Metcalf.
All right.
And now you're on the clock again. Congratulations. This is normal.
Dude, Strofe, with those 1-2 picks, it's like the most physically
right, like unbelievably gifted. Right. Yeah.
I was so hoping. So I really wanted that double dip of Russell Wilson and DK. Like I was really hoping that landed to us. But it doesn't. So I think, Travis, we go with AJ Brown.
Okay. I know you don't like Ridley, but I'd love Ridley here. But we'll take AJ.
How can you take AJ over Ridley just so quickly? I know he's your boy, but like Ridley did so good. I mean, I know I'm looking to be talked off it because
did he do that well without Julio Jones playing? Because the answer is no, he didn't.
So you're saying that he needs to have another guy to draw defenses off, and without Julio, Calvin's just not going to be able to get it done on his own.
So I think that he's going to be good, but I don't think he's going to be what everyone expects him to be in this top 5. Like they're not the same. They're not going to be the same passing offense and pass happy as they've been in the past. So you're relying on a lot of volume for a guy that probably isn't going to see a lot of volume. And when he hasn't gotten a lot of volume, he's struggled. And so there's a lot of downside that people aren't just looking at. Everyone just says, "Oh, Julio's gone, sky's up, thighs up," with Ridley. And I don't think it's set. AJ Brown.
I don't know that anybody's ever said "skies up, thighs up." But yeah,
dude.
I think I know what you're saying here. Z comes in and says, "Strofe, were you the guy that came on at like 3 a.m. during?"
No, I have no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's a totally different guy. That guy had his belt. He had the glasses on. Totally different.
He was much more handsome than me.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
He says, "Damn you, Trav and the bell tower." I maybe he wanted AJ Brown. Look, that was Johnny. Johnny had the choice between the two. He chose AJ Brown, but I love AJ Brown too. I think what we're not when we make this comparison, what we're failing to talk about is the fact that this Tennessee offense is actually going to be more pass heavy than we expect, I believe, and so we're going to have a situation where Tannehill is going to throw, especially with Julio there, especially, this is a team that's going to, air it out a little bit more than we'd expect. And I'm really excited about AJ Brown this year. 40%, even with Julio coming over, there's 40% of this team's target market share up for grabs. So if you give 15-20% of that to AJ Brown, he'd be top 5 in targets, where he was, only top 11 in targets last year. So really excited about AJ's prospects this year.
The other thing that I think is a little bit interesting is that everyone talks about how these other players are injury prone or whatever, and no one brings up the fact that Calvin Ridley's missed games every single year.
Bring it up.
He's burned me too many times. I think I've had him in half of my leagues every year he's been in the league. I like him. I've always been high on him. Same with Devontae Parker, right? Those are two guys I've been high on. And and Ridley's first year, I mean, he was really, really, really solid. That paid off. But inconsistency, that Falcons offense scares me. And it's just one I'm staying away from for the most part, unless, obviously the fit's right.
Oh, excuse me. He did play all 16 games his rookie year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in the last 2, he's played 13 games and 15 games. And he had that.
So that's not too bad, right? I mean, he missed 1 game last year and 3 the other year. So
yeah,
it's not terrible. It's not like, he's top tier concerns, but certainly still something to note.
Right.
Jotting that down. Noting.
Jotting.
Duly noted.
And excuse me if I get a little bit quiet here as these next picks coming up. I gotta narrow this one in. I love Scott.
Man, I really want to
stop besmirching my wide receiver one. Yeah, we'll try, Z. We're basically just trying to, it's that buyer's remorse. We're just trying to talk ourselves into it, justify why we didn't take Ridley here.
Wait, so we have a Jay Blizzy and a Jay Bley?
Yeah.
Is there a relation there?
No, but
No.
Jay Blizzy is last year's Listener League champ, so put some respect on his name.
I knew that. I like Jay Blizzy.
Troy coming in here. I guess I'm the only one playing in a super flex league.
Got 2 quarterbacks already, Stafford and Lamar.
Hey, those are 2 good quarterbacks.
That's a good setup. I gotta give credit where credit's due.
And he has Nick Chubb, which that's a pretty.
I like that team.
Yeah,
I like that
team.
team.
That's a pretty good solid start. Death by Rona. Let's see what he's coming up here too. See what he does with this.
Joe Mixon. That offensive line is awful. Death by Rona. Death by Bengals offensive line.
Oh no,
oh, man.
So you off the Joe Burrow train then here?
I like Burrow. I mean, you can't teach raw potential, right? But you saw what happened to him last year. He should have sued the Bengals for workers' compensation, given how they just threw him out there to freaking die, right? That Bengals offensive line last year was one of the worst I've ever seen. I mean, seriously, they were god awful. So I'm higher on them than I was a year ago, but
yeah.
It was rough going last year. I'm interested to see how Burrow comes back, because that's a serious injury. So I like Burrow. And like I said, you cannot teach raw talent. He's obviously just a tremendously talented dude. And I'm a big fan of his demeanor, how he carries himself, right? Like, he's a great quote, all of those things. But that Bengals offense is just scary, and not in a good way. So I don't know. Joe Mixon as your number 1 back. I understand it, especially in a 14-team league. But I would. I'm not grabbing Mixon unless he really, really falls. So, death by Bengals O-line.
Austin is on the clock here.
Yeah.
Austin, what do you think?
He likes taking his time. I love this.
I do. Well, I'm looking at a couple of these top pieces. I don't want to settle. And I like what Joe Burrow's potential is, but we're, obviously didn't get to see it, and he's hurt, and the reports from camp aren't great. So you got that going on. I like what CEH and Daryl Henderson could be bringing in terms of their volume and their upside. Don't like that CEH is a little bit hurt. But Keenan Allen feels like the really safe choice here. He's kind of the last wide receiver there that has the role on his team locked up, if you will. He's a PPR monster. He's looking good coming in here. It looks like a really just reliable one to lean on right now who has that kind of upside. But some of these there's some cute pieces. Yeah, fuck. All right.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen.
This is very similar to your mock last Monday.
Mine?
Yeah. Because then you had
there he goes. All right, Rona. There you go. Steal my guy. It's all right.
Oh, he just did you a service.
So you're off the CEH bandwagon, huh?
Oh, complete. Not only that, but did you guys see or hear about the Cardinals game on Friday?
No.
Tweaked his ankle.
He tweaked an ankle, and they're saying that there is a potential. It's
probably not. Looks like he avoided high ankle.
No. It's not the high ankle. It's the same as Michael Thomas. Yeah, it's as Michael Thomas had last year that really wrecked him the whole year, basically. So that's what the concern is. So you probably just saved a lot right there.
I just look at it so many times too, man. Coming into the year with a guy who's dinged up, it's like you think you're getting a discount. It sucks. Like you just ride this guy every week, and then it's like he's coming back, but he's not full strength, and it.
Oh man!
Don't seek injuries. Injuries find
you.
you.
Did you just because you realized you took Josh Jacobs?
Yeah, he was like.
Did you see that you accidentally took him?
Yes,
that was the man.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about it.
Dude, I like
Alex just building a strong team.
The all-strong team.
Yeah, dude. What is this, like, world's strongest man competition?
Yeah. I've got who's the strongest quarterback in the National Football League? He can be a backup. I just want to know who it is.
DeMarcus Russell.
If you played Madden, you'd see they're all flipping jacked, man. They give these guys
Your team can't make it through the tunnel, dude. Like,
that's
get stuck.
Love it. I'm intrigued. I like Vegas this year, so I'm good with that pick. But I don't know where to go here, and this is where I'm starting to sweat a little bit. I think I want to go QB, but with the Hurts news this week, I'm a little like I like Hurts a lot. I think the Eagles' offense can be solid for fantasy purposes, right? But that news this week. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional, but I didn't like hearing that.
It sound like a Tom Brady. You get a Matt Ryan.
I hate both of those. Matt Ryan's always good for one huge game a year, right? But
oh man, that's
the People's Champ could do what he wants. All right, people says make fun of Joe Mixon having a terrible O-line, then takes Josh Jacobs.
Oh God.
Oh no! I'm running out of time, boys. What's going on here?
What? Oh, when are you getting time?
He's getting DeAndre Swift.
Oh, he got hurt.
Oh, dang it! That was the good. Hey, and that's actually.
I need a beer.
Hey, that's the answer to the who's the strongest man or quarterback in the NFL. I'm pretty
Alex
sure
has to go think about his entire life right now after.
I do like that Hurts pick. No, I do like that Hurts. I do like that Hurts pick.
Hurts, don't it?
Hurts, don't it? I like that one. All right, let's see what By Rona does here. Is he on tilt, ladies and gentlemen? Is he on full tilt? Normally, Rona's in the conversation here.
I'm stressed out.
Well, you should be. This is the beginning of being stressed out all year. Yeah.
Oh man, this is my I think fourth league that we've done the draft in already, and this is already the most stressful.
Well, yeah, I mean you're doing it all here. You put a tie,
but it's like you guys have such a great listener base, and seriously, all jokes aside, like your fans are geniuses compared to me. So I typically I feel pretty good in a fantasy league if it's with friends, if it's with coworkers, whatever the case may be. And I feel I've got pretty good fantasy knowledge. I chat with you guys 4 hours straight every year. It's like, yeah, that's where I really feel like I gain a lot of knowledge, and I trust you
You gain so much knowledge talking about strip club buffets.
I forgot about that part. Oh my God.
How
That
much
was the
knowledge did you really gain, Strofe? How much big braining are we doing at 3 a.m.?
Hey, man.
Dude.
No, it's a lot of
Strofe,
fun.
MF Cowboy says while you're up, he needs a beer.
Here you go,
Yeah.
man. It's Wisconsin zone. Here you are. And the football
That's not
therapist calls me entertaining. Thanks, football therapist.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like to think I'm just chaotic, but I appreciate the kind words nonetheless. Where are we at here? Sears on the clock?
You know it.
Dude, Rona had to. He had to take
Rona's
Swift,
tripled. Rona's tripled up on running backs because I shit on Mixon.
Well,
I love that.
The thing is, the Swift is probably the best one of all three.
I agree. I'm high on him, and that's where I was between there on Hurts and Swift.
Hurts, yeah,
Makes
sense.
And you know, I really do like the Detroit running back situation. They acquired obviously my guy Jamal Williams. You know, I like Jamal. I got to know a little bit. I worked on his weekly show last year. Great guy, as you've seen, like just amazing in the community and in interviews and all the in between. So I like his opportunity there, but I really do like Swift. I was high on him last year. Didn't get the output I was expecting, but he was also a rookie. So like you never know how to predict that. So I'm excited to see what happens in Detroit this year. They're not they're probably the fourth best team in their division. However, that running back room is solid. So I really do think Rona made it. I think that's a good pick in the fourth round. I can't complain about that.
Yeah. Nice. Austin getting Tom Brady.
There goes Brady. Nice pick, Austin. Austin's team's shaking out all right.
It is a pick that I'm not. It's one of those things where if you believe in the values you speak, and Tom Brady is the GOAT until he shows us he's not. He did 4,500 plus yards, you know, a grip of touchdowns on a torn MCL. And I just think that he's actually determined. He's there. He wants to throw it down this year. And yeah, I think that's a good. I think that it's a kind of unsexy pick, but it's actually kind of a low key sexy pick. Actually, I think like this is one of those spots that, well, I'll leave it at that. I'm a little too excited to talk. And I'll just let the pick speak for itself right now.
I don't know how you could say anything with Tom Brady is unsexy. That dude is like 40.
I'm a little too excited to talk.
Years old, and still looks like he gets better every year.
Yeah,
that's funny.
He threw 40 touchdowns last year on an MCL tear. Like, what are we talking about here?
Rub those nippies, Austin.
Oh shit, was I still on air?
My thing is like, how can we say like he had chemistry issues? We saw that the offense had chemistry issues the whole year, and then he came back back half of the.
Is he roster baiting? Did he just leave the roster bait?
Austin had to get off screen just to please himself. To
Unbelievable. No, he does really have a solid top four: McCaffrey, Hopkins, Keenan Allen, and Tom Brady. The top four for Sear. Solid squad. Easy Daddy follows him up. He's got a four of Kelsey, Justin Jefferson, Tannehill, and Chris Carson. I like that squad as well. Everybody's shaking out all right here. The Cats pajamas going with the two young QBs. Actually, a really young squad for the Cats pajamas overall. Second-year players and Justin Herbert, Jonathan Taylor, and J.K. Dobbins, and then the rookie and Trevor Lawrence. Interesting.
Yeah, I tell you what, like in our mocks, all these guys are taking a ton of QBs. And they kind of were disciplined here in this draft. They kind of switched it up on us.
Travi, just for research purposes, it's the Cats
pajamas.
Yeah.
Okay, Johnny, it is
CCP.
The Cats
pajamas.
You guys, I thought you guys said pajamas for some reason, but it is pajamas. Thank you. Okay, never mind. Research complete.
Some
Thanks.
guy
Thanks
from
for
the Midwest going to tell us how to pronounce it. Why don't you say bag?
Yeah. Or
Bag.
flag. Or flag. Or
Bag.
flag.
Hey,
Bley.
grab the big.
Big. Grab the big.
Grab the flag.
Did you see that one thing of the speaking of accents when they were talking of like Californians don't say their N's or we don't say our T's. It's like, oh, like say this word, Huntington, Santa Monica.
Oh yeah, that's
like
I have seen
Santa
that.
Monica, Huntington,
Nah.
Santa Monica.
I don't do that. I mean, I do what
I don't do
that
that.
guy. No. I
do
do
that, bro.
exactly what that guy said I do. And I never thought it was normal or not normal until he pointed out. And I was like, wow, people actually do pronounce it like that. Huntington. Like, I don't. or like some people say button. Like I'm just like I'm like button. Like, like you know,
Button it
like-
up.
And then the Arizona accent. Where's the QT?
right, exactly, dude.
That's it.
Oh, I should have gotten a
If
QT
Z doesn't
blusher.
snipe us here, we're gonna be
We're
I'm
gonna
gonna be
be
real excited.
Gandy Golden.
What? No.
I'm saying
like
we're gonna be Gandy Golden.
Oh yeah, we're not taking Candy Golden.
Oh,
Pizza Belly Pills Mafia could not
we
pass
could.
on Allen in a super flex. I hear that. Take your guy. Who are you guys taking? I know you're talking. Are you strategizing?
Oh, we're
Z
we're
says,
hoping
What's
and
a
praying
T?
and wishing and feeling.
So you guys got a long way before your next pick comes around. You got Zeke, you got Russell, you got AJ Brown. You got 3 positions covered kind of right now. I know you're not trying to give too much away with Z selecting, but any thoughts you can share behind what you're thinking of on this turn where you're not going to have another pick for like almost 30 picks?
Thinking thoughts.
I love Austin just throws the anxiety in there. Just a reminder,
Just
you
a
won't have
reminder,
another
guys.
pick until 30 from this next one. No pressure. No pressure.
Oh,
That's
that
where
is
the little bit of the
fantastic.
competitive came out of Austin.
Well,
there.
I
He's
know.
like, hey,
Okay, I actually
Hey,
know
he's
that
like,
Z
yeah.
is not going to get this guy because he doesn't like him.
Well, we don't know that. So there we go. All right.
I
Now
knew
we
it.
know.
Now
We
we
have
know.
been eyeing TJ Hawkinson. Really glad he made it back around here.
Oh, TJ.
Yeah,
And then Johnny,
Oh, nice.
we
we're
gonna
gonna-
take him?
yeah. Well, we're gonna go with. Well, hold on. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
hold on. I'm gonna send you a text real quick.
Oh, you gonna slide into my DMs right now?
Yeah.
You guys are on the clock. Just talk.
Yeah.
No,
I think-
because
well,
this
'cause-
guy might fall to the next round to us.
All right, here's the thing.
Oh,
You have the private
okay.
chat settings too.
No,
You don't want
'cause you guys
Stroke to
could
see.
see that,
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah, we're
just
gonna let
announced
Austin
it.
see.
Yeah, and we all
I-
know
I-
Austin's
look.
gonna go.
I'll just be very
Austin's
honest.
like, yeah, use the
Oh,
private chat,
oh,
bro.
you guys
I-
wanted Sam Darnold right now?
1,000% would read it out loud.
Just,
Oh yeah.
I won't read it out loud.
I will.
Yeah.
You see it?
I will.
Travis, you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
I won't. I won't.
You want to wait?
My guys.
wait
I
on
would-
that.
Oh, man.
I would wait on that one. I'd rather.
No, dude,
I'm gonna take the upside of Fields here.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Justin Fields, baby, let's go.
There it is. Nice.
We got Russell Wilson, and then the guy that Jimmy Graham is comparing to Russell
Now-
Wilson
Yeah,
in Justin Fields.
and we all know what comparisons when players
it's
make
a weird
comparisons. It's like
stroke.
science.
Austin, it's a weird
Yes.
thing to be fanboying this hard over Justin Fields and him being a Bears
Look,
quarterback. But, man,
Travi-
I watched that guy play. I mean, obviously he got blown up yesterday, but dude, that guy's making some plays. You're just like, oh, this guy's gonna be
Oh,
really good.
look! Chicago finally has a quarterback, man, and I don't think it's too early to say that. And that's scary. You know, I'm a diehard Packers fan. I grew up in Green Bay. Like, that is scary. That Justin Fields is a Bear. He could have gone anywhere else, and I would have been all on him. But man, that's tough when he's in Chicago. Will he start Week 1? Is the question.
Oh yeah,
We'll have to see. I mean, I don't
I
know
don't
how
think
you.
so.
We'll. It's tough.
I don't think
Did
I don't
you
think the coach
see
is gonna go
Andy
back.
Dalton? Did you see Andy Dalton yesterday?
Brother,
He was
they-
horrible.
They trotted Mitch Trubisky out there for 5 weeks last year and pulled them when they were undefeated. Like, the
Yeah.
Bears don't know how to
The
run a
di-
franchise.
Yeah, the difference
Bro.
is like Nagy is now firmly on the hot seat, and he's going to
Yeah.
have to do something to save his job. And I think that's like you can't watch Fields forever and be like,
No.
Bro, I'm sorry. When your ex quarterback comes into a preseason game and lights you up like he is Josh Allen, like he put on Josh Allen's cleats yesterday, Trubisky did, because he just straight up lit up the Bears defense when he was in. I think it was, and Andy Dalton didn't do anything, which was the guy you supposedly went out to get to replace him. Yeah, dude, Fields it's so obvious that, and it's pretty funny because they keep coming out with these stories. Oh, the locker room is totally behind Andy Dalton. Oh, the coaching staff is completely. It's like, no, it's so obvious on the field that everyone can see that Fields is the way better talent.
Right.
And
I don't know about
Andy Dalton is-
week 1 though. Like, he might have a couple of reasons to try to start Andy just week 1, just maybe to provide a backdrop for Justin Fields, maybe just like a little bit of contrast.
I
You think that's
honestly
possible at all?
I do think that's possible. I think honestly, it's Matt Nagy believes himself that, hey, if I say that I'm going to do something and I at least start them for like 2 and be like hard-headed and still start them for a couple of games, then I didn't lie to people and say that, oh, this didn't happen. Like I went with what I told you I was going to do. I honestly am starting to believe that's where he's coming from with all this, because he said the same thing about Mitch Trubisky last year when we knew like Nick Foles was going to come in at some point. And I'm pretty sure you said it his rookie year between Mitch Trubisky and like other players. And he just like sticks with these guys, even when it's obvious that it shouldn't be the choice. So you're probably right. He won't start maybe week 1, but he should.
And this reminds me of the lines Hugh Jackson was saying on the mock draft marathon. You can catch that clip that's on our YouTube channel, but asked Hugh Jackson, coach.
I forgot about that. That's so sweet. Hold on. Go on.
Dude,
that's so sweet.
Dude, it was amazing. It was amazing. And some of the insights that he shared really helped provide some clarity in sorting out the fantasy football landscape. And one for me that stood out was asking him, coach, you hear a lot of coach speak come out. How should we interpret this? People gas their players up. They talk about opponents. Are they speaking truth? Are they throwing out shadow screens? Like, what's going on right here? And he said, coach speak is always a tool to either bring your team together, gas someone up, or to cause a little bit of confusion. So it's not necessarily a lie or truth, but if it is true, it's coincidental more things than not. It doesn't really, speaking honestly, there's no goal or objective towards that. There's an ulterior motive, and that's why they're speaking every single time. So yeah, I take these things with a grain of salt anytime they say them. And if they're trying, as Johnny puts, to gas up Andy Dalton, maybe they're just trying to create a situation where they don't look like idiots rolling him out over their highly touted rookie. There's just other things going on behind the scenes that we as the observer might not know.
It's easier too to say that Andy Dalton's the starter and then go to Justin Fields than it is to say Fields is the starter. No, back to Andy Dalton. No, it's Fields again. Like, it's just easier for them to walk back if they announce Andy Dalton as the starter.
So not to pivot too much, but I'm just curious on the Cat's Pajamas MO right now. 3 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, no tight end, no wide receiver through 5 rounds.
Well, yeah, just
that's what he does.
Yeah, your reaction is just what he's going for there. He realizes that he took another quarterback and you only have one, and he can hear the stress in your voice. So that's
I'm not stressed out. I'm not worried. My guy's still on the board.
Oh, that Jordan Love?
Yep, that's the one.
That's the one. Got him. So there were some really good picks in this round. I actually do like Tua over Trevor Lawrence. So I kind of like the fact that he did that because I think it could be. Speaking of a quarterback competition battle, they're still saying Lawrence hasn't even secured that it's still up between him and Travis Boy, Minshew Mania.
Minshew Mania, yeah.
Dude rocks a pair of jorts.
He is a handsome fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pizza Belly QB room has 4 first names. That's funny.
Did not contract the virus. Took one luck at me, ran the other way. It was probably in its best interest. So here we are. We're back on Tuesday, ready to roll. Excited to go play some football.
Yeah. Gotta love Gardner. That's Gardner Minshew.
Gardner
Minshew, man.
That's great. That's hilarious.
One of the all-time sound bites of the last year.
Dude, he's a walking soundbite or just social media clip, dude. That guy is
he's one of those guys you want to succeed. Like, you want to see him do well because he is very entertaining. He's very likable.
Except for Trevor Lawrence, dude. I bet you Trevor Lawrence doesn't want to see him succeed.
No. Probably not. That's probably a good point. No.
All right. Austin on the clock here.
I'm thinking Mike Davis.
You won't.
You thighs?
You won't, dude.
It's a solid running back there. James Robinson, I'm high on more people are, but there is no ETN in Mike Davis's situation. Chase Edmonds, I like what he could do. I just think he's gonna break.
Wow. I was wondering what would break first, your spirit or your body.
I think it's gonna be his body.
That's it's definitely been.
Hey, I watched that movie.
That has
last
to be
night.
Like thousands of episodes in a row where Johnny's quoted Bane.
Dude, I watched the movie last night, dude.
I have to give it to Johnny because each time it's a new line. But yeah, Bane is definitely quoted on this show.
Keeps it fresh, but
more than coaches. We quote Bane more than coaches on this show.
well, we've got one of each. We've now referenced Hugh Jackson and Bane.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, dude,
Essentially,
if
it's
we
banter.
ever got Bane on this show, I would lose my mind. I would lose my mind.
if we ever got a fictional character on the show, I would also lose my mind. Yeah.
All right, so do we have an update on your guys' bet from last year? Because I think Whisper Nation needs to know. I need to know personally. Also, I don't want to be roped into some other bet because.
Well,
I'm
now
sharing
you're a
team
part of.
with
Yeah, now
Tommy.
you're
Yeah.
part of it. You've been roped into it.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
So
We'll get
I
there in a
think-
second. Hold on. Let me
The old
Yeah.
bait
pick.
and switch.
Yeah, we'll let the man pick, and then we still have a group of numbers.
Deontay Johnson. Ooh, going with
That's
that.
a good one.
Little three-headed wide receiver core there.
I like, I passed on some of the more reliable names that we'd seen, Julio Jones, maybe even like a DJ Moore. I just think Deontay Johnson has that upside of jumping into the next tier, especially in a PPR format. I liked Lockett too, but we talked about coming into the season hurt, and it just takes a little bit of that enthusiasm down. Deontay Johnson is kind of the one standing healthy, and I think he's got that chance to become like a Tyler Lockett plus a little bit over there in Pittsburgh. If I didn't have the two stud wide receivers I did, I would have gone with one of those more secure options in a Julio, a DJ Moore, or a Tyler Lockett. But because I've got what I got, I think that Deontay Johnson's a fun swing to make.
PPR league too, man. This guy was a target monster last year, and he's just like he's set to do that again this year. I don't.
Why is my pick traded to death by Rona? Did I complete a trade I didn't know about?
You did.
You made that trade. This is you
good
did.
And you said you like
Lord.
Dancing with the Devil. Remember?
When was this?
What?
After that?
my
After
goodness.
that fifth Miller.
Oh, good. Yeah, I don't think I was sober. Good God.
I have no idea why you traded what you did.
What am I doing?
You
I
literally
am my own
traded-
worst enemy. It's like the lit song from the 90s, boys. Like, what am I doing?
You're
getting some more picks in the 9th and 10th. That's what
As I literally just said 10 minutes ago, I don't really like draft trades.
you trade. Yeah, I don't know why you traded.
That's why you take a bath on him, because you don't like him so much.
So his big guy, he was excited about getting Julio Jones. That's where Rona was at. He was super excited about getting Julio.
So what did I trade for?
Hold on, I'll bring up the trade that you completed.
Yes, please, because I'm confused on this. I traded away that pick for a 9th round pick.
Two
It's
ninths, I
9th
think,
and 10th,
or
yeah,
9th
9th
and
and
10th. Let's see.
What the hell?
Yeah, so you traded
Mr. Miyagi, he's walking back his comments from earlier. This is why you don't drink during the draft.
yeah.
Ah.
Friends don't let friends drink and draft.
When did this happen?
The
How
day-
long ago was this?
Okay, so I don't it happened the very
Wow.
it happened on Friday.
Like 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh my god.
I actually really wasn't drinking Friday. I was working until 10 o'clock.
Which
or
old man,
no.
really quick? Which old man guy you like better, Roethlisberger or Fitzpatrick?
Fitz, of course.
I like Fitz too. It's just fun.
Fitz, like,
You guys are leaning Big Ben.
This is
probably.
tough.
Right? I mean, for fantasy purposes, probably Big Ben.
Offense, I like Big Ben's better. Offensive
Yeah,
line,
I also
probably
do like the double
Washington.
dip.
Like, yeah, and you're playing the Deontay. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. I'd probably lean Ben.
It's kind of a fun. The
But it might
Fitzmagic's
be
got that
biased.
special quality to it.
Yeah,
got
he's got a
that.
special quality. He's definitely a lot of fun. He's going to fire you up. He could actually be benched in week 3, though, too. So
Z was asking Austin.
I've got
what is
4
Austin
picks in
looking
a
at? How
row in
big
the
is-
9th and 10th, though. That's nice. Sorry, go ahead.
Austin is looking at his external monitor up there on the wall. So
Yeah, how big is it, Austin?
It's a 55-inch TV.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Humble
Yeah,
brag there. Humble brag.
It's a really good setup. So we just got our computer here. We got this, and it serves like a TV also in the room. It's great.
Nice. Great for you, buddy. Good stuff.
John credit. I got some really nice wallpaper up there. I just get captivated by it. It's like the wallpaper and the White
like a
Lotus
fish
theme
tank.
song.
It's a fish tank in the wall. He just stares at his fish.
Yeah.
I wanted Chase.
Oh.
You
It's
did
all right.
want Chase. Like, dude, he's good. The opportunity is nice, and he could ride it out all year.
Yeah, he's going to be excellent. Have you they have
Have you not
first
heard Johnny speak
have you not
about Chase
listened?
No.
Edmonds?
I'm
He's
you not
been
no,
hoping
I'm
to
not.
test.
That's not what I was going to bring. I was going to say, have you watched the game from Friday? Because James Conner played. One, he looked terrible. Two, Eno Benjamin outplayed him, which wouldn't surprise me if Eno end up taking that number 2 role over James Conner by the end of the year because James Conner looked that terrible. And
All right, James Conner just got off the COVID list, bro.
okay,
Chill.
well, and the James Conner had two touches the whole game. And one, he ran to the right and was like -3. The other one was like a check down, and he got nowhere. I don't know. I just
nowhere.
Edmonds is
missed
going to
him.
prove a lot of people wrong. He's bigger than you think. You know, he's like 210, right? Like he's 210 pounds, which is pretty average for a running back. Just saying.
Johnny,
I wanted him. I
Nobody's
wanted him.
arguing here with you on Chase.
Austin was saying he didn't think that he was going to be durable.
I don't. I also don't think Chris McCaffrey's going to be durable. So I hope I'm wrong on both of those.
But
So-
you do with Derrick Henry, who has like a ton of mileage on him.
I do. It's a different body.
But it's a lot of miles.
It'd be like playing. I mean, literally, though, it'd be like you playing football for multiple seasons against high schoolers, or then you playing multiple seasons against 6th graders. Like he's that big. It's like it's going to be a lot different wear and tear on
I
the
just
body.
had an image of Derrick Henry playing against 6th graders.
Basically, what it looks like.
Could you imagine him just
That would be
trucking
sweet.
6th graders?
It's like that question, right? If you had a baseball bat, how many 5th graders could you take out? Right? Like James
All of
Conner, every single
Oh, we
one.
have to talk about that question, okay? Strofe, why are you asking that question?
Yeah. What?
It's a fun hypothetical.
You know why.
You
Don't make
know
us say it
why.
out loud. Don't make us say it out
Yeah,
loud.
he's like
know why.
that scene from Step Brothers where they go back
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
playground.
Yeah, he licks the white dog shit. That's happened to
Yeah.
me. I gotta go. I gotta go defend my honor.
Speaking of licking the dog shit, Austin talking about guys before they fall to me. He wanted Lockett. Sorry about that, man. That stuff happens when we're drafting.
Stuff happens.
White dog shit. John, you said you wanted Jamar Chase. Do you think he's going to be a good fantasy prospect?
No, I didn't want Jamar Chase. I wanted Chase Edmonds.
Oh, Chase and Chase. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. Damn, Mike Davis with Troy. So,
I'm
Stroke, who are you
better.
thinking about?
Team. Troy's got a
No,
good
go ahead.
team.
I just wanted to know who you were thinking about now targeting in the 9th and 10th rounds. Now that you got all these extra picks.
Yeah,
you
so
picked up.
I
Yeah.
was just about to mention I'm
Planning
gonna have a beautiful little draft block of Strofe, 8 minutes with Strofe. It's like a fireside chat. Looking forward to that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. 4 picks in a row. But no, I didn't answer your question at all. Sorry about that.
No. It's not a sincere question.
Oh, man.
Oh, good, because I have no idea who will be there.
I just want to
I've
point
got
out
some
that you
names in
got
mind.
So many 9th and 10th round picks.
Look forward to it.
I love in these super flex mocks. These are super flex drafts. Excuse me. We are not mocking. We are live drafting. You end up having so many juicy guys available late because guys like Trevor Lawrence and Baker Mayfield and non-starting
Stafford,
quarterbacks
a
are going in the
third-round
first 5
pick,
rounds.
bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Which means guys like, Julio Jones are available in the 6th. You look at right now, Odell Beckham, Cortland Sutton, Kenny Golladay, Michael Thomas, T. Higgins, DJ Chark. Like, exciting names. It's just funny to see you're like, 6th, 7th round down, and there's still so much sex appeal on the board.
If only
right,
Travie was in the NFL.
We're right. There's
My
not enough
body
first round
is
selections.
So banged up, and I'm not in the NFL. I don't want to. Dude.
I'm just talking in terms of sex appeal, right? Like,
Exactly.
right.
What are you guys thinking?
Well, I think we're gonna go.
Hold on.
Did you just get sniped, Travi?
No,
No, we're
I
going
love
between
Higgins,
a
though.
Z thought you did.
I do love Higgins.
I mean, we're probably not gonna get which one.
All right, do you want to wait? You want to wait on running back then? One more round.
I'm gonna get one running back here.
Okay. All right. All right. We'll get the guy.
Do you want?
We'll get Damian Harris here.
Okay.
And then I don't.
He's banged up, dude.
Yeah, everybody's banged up. It's the NFL, brother. All right, we'll go with your guy. That's fine.
I think if we're going with that other game plan, I think that's the smarter one to do it with.
It's fine.
Kenny Galladay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those injured guys coming in, but that's an exciting one. Kenny Galladay, former stud wide receiver with the Lions, 27 years old, coming in.
Be excited about the Giants. Sure. This is
it's your team, man. You get excited for me.
Hey, dude.
Your pick.
Yeah, no. That's Johnny's pick.
Yeah, we have to remember people are forgetting how good Kenny G is. He is a top 15 wide receiver when he plays, and he has not been injury prone. He missed last year, but
I was going to say, what are you talking about?
No, right. He missed last year, but that was the first time in his career that he missed significant time. Players do that all the time, and Christian McCaffrey missed all last season. We're still taking him top 3, and we're not labeling him injury prone. So, and we see when he's on the field, he is a dominant wide receiver. And there was also, we talked to Liz Losa, and she was talking about how this was much more of a business decision for Kenny G over the fact that he was actually injured all of last season. He was kind of getting to the point where he had missed some games, and it was made more sense instead of trying to go out and play and potentially getting more injured and then, negating as much money. I mean, he made a lot of money this offseason, so it seemed to be a right decision. Now we'll see. Obviously, everything has to pan out, but Kenny G, when he plays, he is a top wide receiver.
Hey, Johnny, just curious. Did you see the Gallup report from yesterday that now 41% of adults now believe UFOs involve alien spacecraft from other planets? Your thoughts?
Yes, the UFOs definitely exist, bro. Like, and okay, this is what I was saying. I find it very, very strange that we have technology was like very, very minimal. And then all of a sudden, like the alien,
you don't got to go that far with it, bro. Like, you don't even need to hook up the believer. Like the Pentagon in 2017 certified, confirmed 100% that extraterrestrial, we don't know if it's actually from outer space or not, but flying craft that moves in a way that no other human designed aircraft has ever even been close to flying. It's video evidence taken by fighter jets that has been confirmed and publicly released, declassified. It goes from air to water, back into air with zero hesitation. There's no lag. There's nothing at all. Multiple films, multiple confirmations, and we just pretend like it didn't happen.
And it like literally doesn't slow down. That's the other thing that's super odd about it. Like it doesn't lose any speed at all, and it doesn't, when it takes off, there's no sound barrier broken.
If it was brought to a court of law and you brought all of the witness testimony, all of the video evidence, all of the timelines, credible testimony, everything, and you tie it together, it's a lockdown case. It's like, this is one, yes, for sure. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
So by the fantasy whisperers, we don't mean fantasy football. We mean UFOs.
Yeah.
We look beyond. We look beyond what's told to you and bring you the truth.
Love it. Love it. The Listener League live draft. Love
there
it.
We go.
Love being here an hour in. We're partying hard. Johnny game time.
Lean on your values here. And sometimes your values are that there are UFOs out there.
Sometimes
my value is to seek truth. And truth showed me that UFOs are real. So yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
I love you guys. This is awesome.
Blink 182 showed us that
And Mark Hoppus started the To the Stars Academy, where he pulled together government lead officials and military defense folks and pulled it together and actually pressured and lobbied the Pentagon to confirm and declassify. It's the craziest story. It is like, it's so nuts.
It's so wild. It's like,
it really is. It's too much.
Oh, good Lord. This is not what I expected to start, but I love it.
Pizza Belly, they are interdimensional, not from outer space. Also possible. They could be extraterrestrials. They could be extraterrestrials.
Can we go back to talking about strip club buffets?
Yeah.
Credit over there saying DK might be from another planet. No, Tom Brady might be from another planet.
So rumor is that when I win the 2021 Listener League, we will be having the 2022 Listener League in Las Vegas at a strip club buffet.
Oh my gosh,
dude, that's setting to be so good.
Well, the funny thing,
can we bring a camera?
No,
in there?
We'll go before the strippers start.
Okay.
Well, what was kind of funny was this
the official sponsor of the Fantasy Whispers.
Scott was bringing this
up. Strip club buffet.
Man. Troy putting together a great team over here. I really like what he's doing.
Do you think Devontae Smith's gonna? I like what Troy's doing too. Mike Evans,
him.
Devontae Cooper Kupp, Devontae Smith.
I
guess he's at his third. It's nice.
I like Devontae.
Trey Sermon. That was the other running back we were debating between. We almost took Trey Sermon. He's gonna be good.
I don't want to wait for my life to get over. I don't know why I'm singing.
Tom DeLong, not Mark Hoppus. You are totally right. Pizza Belly is correct. Thank you for the correction on this one.
We also have 24 people watching. I want to say appreciate you all for checking in here. If you're new to our channel, please consider hitting that subscribe, hitting that bell so you get notified whenever we drop new content, which is daily. Season's coming up. We'd love to have you in Whisper Nation.
Yeah.
Breaking news from Adam Schefter. Titans head coach Mike Vrabel has tested positive for COVID.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Just breaking right now?
We just got it. Just came through, yeah.
Where's the breaking news? In a world where breaking news happens during your draft.
Well, the number one overall pick will be without his head coach for 2 weeks. So hopefully that doesn't lead in. No, that won't lead into the regular season.
I heard Derrick Henry's been a player coach during preseason anyways.
Great.
That was one of the blurbs. He's been coaching anyways. So
that's why he's the number one overall pick.
They were looking for a reason to fire Vrabel and move on to Derrick Henry. So.
All right, Sear, on the clock. Only one running back on the roster.
You know what I think? I'm okay with that. I'm going anchor running back strategy where I got CMC. That's locked in. You only can start 2 where it's a full point PPR. I don't know a world I'd be looking to start a running back in that flex spot. I'd rather start a quarterback. I'd rather start a wide receiver. So I'm kind of okay with that. And I'm just going to pick up juice along the way. And I would not normally advise this kind of move here, but because I already have 3 wide receivers, I'm just going to build on my strengths. I'm going to build on my strengths. I'm not going to try to fill my weaknesses. With subpar
which
players.
Means they're going to get even weaker.
Yeah.
Which means that I'm going to be stuck with what if I was going to try to
your weaknesses will be even weaker.
No. But I can fill it with a better player that I can find throughout as the season goes on. And these like weaker players that I'd plug in right now, as far as I'm thinking of like a Michael Carter, a Fournette, a David Johnson, like I don't think these guys are going to really last anyways. So I don't think I'm doing myself any favors. It's like building a wall that's meant to come down. So it doesn't actually do anything. I'm going to take a better stab on something that if it comes through, it's going to be really special. And right now I'm going to say I can kind of afford it. And the way the team is built, I can last and ride out the delay as Michael Thomas recovers.
Okay. That's not bad. That's not a bad idea. Michael Thomas should be back sooner rather than later, I guess.
Yeah, he's
my 4th wide receiver.
Supposedly ahead of schedule. That's a nasty 4th wide receiver to have.
It's
and like nasty as in good, bad as in Michael Jackson bad. So
he could also. I don't know if he can get traded while he's hurt. That's the other thing. Is like there was speculation he could be getting traded, but I don't think that they could trade him right now because he can't. But is the physical just like the turn your head and cough one, or is it like a physical of like, hey, you got to be physically actually healthy? What is it? Alex Strofe, do you know?
What's the question?
When they have like players have to get their physical, is it just like the physical where you have to, you turn your head and cough, or like is it a physical where it's like, okay, we have to make sure all your health is
The latter.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he can't because he's, has an ankle stuff.
You can't trade the dudes that are hurt to confirm that. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, that's what Strof's saying.
Okay. So if someone's like on the pup list, they got to come off the pup list before they'd be swapped.
But I think you can.
Can they screw with that? Like, could you just say like, hey, we all know what's going on, and the NFL has this weird rule that doesn't allow us to be traded. Let's all just pretend you're healthy, and we know that you need like 6 more months, but we want to make this deal happen. Can they?
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm interested in. Because I mean, theoretically, that could actually, if you did that with certain players, you could really build a pretty solid team. You're just like, hey, I don't know. It is risky, obviously, because it become injury prone, but whatever. Oh, Scott's finally showing up here after he's saying league winner coming.
He's talking about me.
Yeah. I don't know if he was.
Maybe it's the Michael Thomas pick.
I don't know if he thought
The
maybe the
league
Noah
winner.
Fant. Maybe it was the Noah. It was a bit ago.
No, it was the Juju pick.
Oh,
He's
the
giving me good
Antonio
juju for
Brown?
Juju.
Maybe he was talking Antonio Brown.
Maybe. I mean, I do like Antonio Brown, but league winning.
I don't. I hate that guy. In fact.
Oh yeah, he is talking about
Yeah.
Fant. He thinks Fant is a
Scott, come on, buddy. Talk to me. You don't hype up Death by Rona. He does that for himself enough. That guy owns a mirror just to masturbate.
Scott is Death by Rona.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the same dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which is funny because earlier you wrote,
That
I
makes
love
sense.
Scott.
Oh, no.
Remember when you did that?
Oh, got him.
Never realized that.
Yeah.
Wow, this is rough. This is a rough showing here for Stroh. Rough Sunday. God damn it.
Rough Sunday.
Rough Sunday, man. I feel like Travi in the shower this morning.
Yeah, you are not lying.
Scott is Death by Rona. Are you serious
Yeah.
right
Oh
now?
yeah.
And you were saying I love Scott. It's so funny.
Why didn't you
What
tell
a-
me earlier?
Hey,
Oh,
M. Night
because
Shyamalan, dude.
It
It's M.
is-
Night Shyamalan.
Dude, it is just because this moment right here is so sweet. That's why we didn't tell you. This moment is everything.
What a twist.
What are you doing?
Oh, man.
God, you guys, I wanted to draft another wide receiver so bad, but I'm like, I can't.
Well,
I can't.
You did that to yourself. Don't ask for pity when you did that to yourself.
I'm not asking for pity. I'm asking for like heavy praise is actually what I'm like trying to like low key circle around. But I like Robbie Anderson a lot. I think that Robbie, especially with the DJ Moore, who's banged up a little bit. Robbie Moore, like I'm just gonna say it right now. Anybody who can get Robbie Anderson in this round is going to be getting a nice receiver.
Yeah, he had a
this round.
solid year last year.
He's coming up with Sam Darnold. Like I don't think DJ Moore is the guaranteed number one new system.
Hey. Positive vibes for DJ Moore, please.
Oh, you have him. I mean, I like
I
DJ Moore, but I'm just saying getting Robbie Anderson this late is
That's
a nice.
yes, that's a steal. I agree.
I took DJ Moore in the 5th round last year in our redraft, and then I was bummed that like Alex and our league of record picked up Robbie Anderson like half an hour before I was able to get to him, and just like for 5 weeks or whatever it was, while Robbie Anderson was leading, it was just so painful. DJ Moore came around and does what he does, and I think he'll finish that way again. But
Troy saying, as long as there isn't an unknown health concern that pops up during the physical, an injury won't hold up a trade.
so this is referring to the
Interesting.
pup conversation, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Saying we also have Daddy Dope Stick coming in here saying Jay Blizzy has the best team, no doubt.
I believe
Well, he
there's
is the
doubt.
defending champ. He is the defending champ. So
Jay Blizzy with his burner, Daddy Dope Stick.
yeah.
Burner account.
Quite the name for a burner. I love that.
I mean,
We'll see how it rounds out. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm excited about this to see how his no quarterback super flex draft goes.
And possibly no running back either.
I got Barkley.
Hey, I've been meaning to ask you guys.
Is
You're
Barkley
saying there
gonna
is
come
no
back?
Barkley. You're saying Barkley's not a real option right now.
No, I'm not saying he's not a real option. I'm saying that there is a very high chance that he comes back and re-injures himself because he's trying to come back too soon. So at that point, he would have 0 running backs right now.
Yeah. That could happen. That'd be scary.
Scary situation.
All right,
And-
sidebar, quick sidebar.
Sidebar.
Have you guys ever done a slow draft before?
Yeah, the Scott Fish Bowl is a slow draft. It's
So
wild.
I am currently in day 5 of a slow draft in a 12-team dynasty league,
Ooh,
and I hate it.
Yeah, it definitely is a different experience for sure.
It's annoying at this point.
I do like it in the sense it's like kind of
No
like
pressure,
12 days of Christmas because you wake up every morning and you're like, oh, I got to pick today, like, or I could get 2, depending on how
Right.
fast we go. But yeah, the moment you make your pick and like you celebrate your pick or whatever, and then there's just like a really emotional downswing because you're like, oh, I have to wait so long before my next pick. This is yeah. So there's definitely like a two-sided to that coin for sure.
Definitely a new experience, but all good on that. How are we doing here? Where are we at? I've got a long way to go.
Don Flick putting together a pretty solid team here. Kyler Murray, Antonio Gibson, Terry McLaurin, Baker Mayfield, Kyle Pitts, James Robinson, OBJ, and then grabbing Drake in a PPR. That's a pretty solid team there.
Which one was that, Johnny?
That
Don
was
Flick.
Don Flick. Yeah, Don Flick's putting together a good team.
That is like a prime Madden team to build your squad with. Like Kyle Pitt, like such great young talent across the board. Like this is an awesome dynasty team too.
Yeah.
Too bad this ain't a dynasty league, huh?
Too bad this ain't a dynasty league, little bitch. Your team sucks. Your team is good.
Saying he was in a 20-team dynasty startup slow draft. Took 3 weeks.
Holy
3
smokes.
teams.
I'd kind of like to do that. I haven't done that, but I'm kind of into that
I'm
idea.
in one right now, Austin. I just made a pick. We're on day 5, and we've got, I think, 5 rounds to go.
Okay. How slow is it?
It's 8 hours per pick.
Okay.
And I think somebody's only taken all of that once or twice to the point where it was auto-picked. But
Like 8 hours per your one pick or 8
correct.
hours per round?
8 hours per pick.
How many teams are in the league?
12.
So it could be up to
And it's a dynasty,
96 hours. 96 hours around.
Correct.
Okay.
Great math.
Yeah.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah.
Kind of humble brag, just kind of a genius.
Ooh, Robert Tunyon. That was a good one.
Love me some Tunyon. Bobby Biceps.
Bobby Trees,
Nice
dude.
pick.
Or Bobby T. You pity's a fool.
Bobby Trees is not Bobby Biceps.
No. Bobby T.
You said Bobby Trees.
I know. I meant to say Bobby T. That's why I recorrected myself because Bobby Trees is Robert Woods.
I'm aware.
Yeah,
Clearly you were not.
clearly.
I want to bring up John Credit here. What's going on, John Credit? Also want to give a shout out to him who's
I'm
in
one of 'em.
our Dynasty League. What are you one of?
One of 4 people with only 1 QB.
Oh, yeah. 4 people with
That's what I
one
was counting
QB.
earlier, if you couldn't hear
Gotcha. Yeah, that's where I was counting it too. When I took Ben Roethlisberger there in the 5th, I was like, there's like 4 quarterbacks I'd be happy with having, and love Fitzpatrick, and he was taking the pick right before mine, so feeling good. But there, let's see we got. Carson Wentz. That could be a sneaky one if he's healthy. Daniel Jones, Jared Goff, Jameis Winston, Cam Newton, Taysom Hill, Mac Jones. There's still guys. Actually. Like I think it's going to work out.
Dude, I'll tell you, Jared Goff is being a little bit slept on.
I think so too. But maybe he's not. I
I think he's appropriately being slept on.
Appropriately being.
Like, he plays for the Detroit Lions, who we keep saying are void of anybody that we like. Other
Talk
than
him down. Keep talking him down. Good. Keep talking him
There
down.
we go.
I just don't know that we should be excited about Goff. Like Goff lived off of excellent play calling and a really good roster in the Rams. It's kind of tough to get excited about Goff.
I'm down for the first one. Let's talk through the second. So, hold on. I'll done a thumbs up. The one that I think that we definitely do, which was good because we were eyeing him last round. So he fell to us. So I think we do that. There we go. Get our double dip. Get that double dip, that chip. That's who we wanted. And then
with the elite double dip in fantasy football 2021.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Daniel
dude.
Jones to Kenny Galladay.
Hey, we just have to get it. We just have to have a bridge until Justin Fields gets on the field. So you can hate on it. But
is this like one of those bridges that they're talking about during the infrastructure reports?
Yeah, it's like
they get like a D-
collapse in a minute.
One heavy storm comes around, your bridge is now a pathway.
Or it could be a top one. Because there's no Saquon to run the ball. I don't like that second. I rather have.
Well,
I think
make a pick, dude. Like I've thrown out.
No,
you haven't.
No,
thrown out
I know.
any.
I'm saying. Well, I'm trying to text you back.
Well,
just put it in the private chat. I won't read it.
Trying or not,
dude. I promise I won't read it, and I definitely won't read it on air.
That's okay. We've got another.
Just put it in the chat.
No, let's
put it in the chat, bro. You guys
put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
You could say that you're not going to read it. I've heard Strofe say the opposite 3 times.
I will read it. I will again tell you I will read it.
Bro, well then maybe like
I sent you a message, Travis.
I'm not gonna read
which
it. Which
one do you want more than
one of those two? I'm down with either one of those two. I like both of them. I'm
gonna take Mike Williams.
Okay. I'm fine with that. I like it.
Oh my God, Miyagi said it's the bridge in Afghanistan. How did I miss that? Woo, dark and funny. Kind of like. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna stop right there while I'm
awkward silence.
I'm gonna stop right there. Enjoy that. Don't you?
Evening, all. Whispernation Strong have finally got my mates to a Dynasty Superflex League this year. Would include different
IDP. No IDP.
Definitely include defense and kickers for sure in your Dynasty. It makes
IDP in Dynasty. It's more fun that way.
No,
is it? But why?
It's not a huge advantage.
I like IDP. It's fun.
I'm actually interested. What do you like about IDP? Is it just like another little wild card that's thrown in
right,
there?
exactly. Bingo. Right?
Okay.
Like it's just it's just fun. The defense special teams things are so hit and miss, rather where like IDP probably doesn't have as large of a swing, I would think. If you throw like 2 IDP flex players in there, I really do enjoy that. But that's just personal preference. I typically, stick to the beer. I usually stick to the defense, special teams, and then the kickers. But
I know Joe Zolo, friend of the show, on Club FFL, right?
Yeah.
And he is a IDP freak. Like he just loves to target all these different players. You're talking about it on the mock draft marathon. You can catch our 24-hour mock draft on the YouTube channel. We did 24 straight hours, bringing around some of the industry's best to mock alongside of us. And I just don't other people talking about the IDPs are kind of interesting. And at least the way that I had heard it, as the NFL has evolved, it is such a more random bag almost. Like there's a handful of super studs that are at the top. You get your Aaron Donalds, you get your Chandler Joneses or whatnot, but the rest is almost like a little bit too random that it comes across. It seems like the industry
impossible to predict, right? Like it's impossible to predict.
As you see these different trends coming, like super flex is kind of becoming the standard. Like tight end premium, I see with more support than I do with like IDPs as the years have gone on. But like let me know if you disagree. But it almost seems like IDP is losing a little bit of momentum, as where some other areas in fantasy, best ball and things like that, super flexes, as mentioned before, are gaining in popularity.
Who's gonna start in Denver?
I do think
what position, right?
I think it's gonna be Drew Lock.
Yeah. At what position?
Oh man, the quarterbacks just flew off the board. I did the ballsy move of trying to wait for these 4 straight picks to grab a second one, and now I've screwed myself. Yeah.
No, you didn't, man.
Oh yeah, you're screwed.
Just for the listener side of it, just to
Tyrod Taylor's on the board, but that's just assuming that Deshaun Watson doesn't play, and that's too risky, right? So I hate this.
Both the Denver guys.
Both
then
the
you
New
got-
Orleans guys, both the New England guys.
You got Andy Dalton there. No, that's
Yeah, I think I'll pass there.
I will say somehow with Rona getting that early ninth pick, getting Will Fuller. That's who we were deciding between, Fuller or Mike Williams. It's a good one. That's a good pick.
Well. I talked
like
down on
honestly,
the cat's pajamas. I might need to make a little trade with them. That's tough.
Honestly speaking, though, with like these late round flyers, like from just to crack into some of the insights with it, I think Cam Newton is a nice deeper round pick right now. Last year, he opened up the season on fire with a 26-point and a 36-point rounding up fantasy performances in weeks 1 and 2. Yep, 12 points next week. Didn't play the third week. 17 points and 2 points if we trail on after that. But then following that, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 games where he has 20 plus points, and he closed the season week 17 with 37 points, 3 touchdown passes, 242 yards, 79 yards on the ground. So it's like, it's not great, but you're playing in a 14 team super flex where people have drafted 3+ quarterbacks. Cam Newton, Mac Jones might be
there.
The upside's there. Thank you, Travis.
Yeah. I mean, just as far as a rushing capability, we're talking about the NFL's leader in rushing touchdowns from the quarterback position. Like, this is a guy that just finds the end zone when he's down there. So absolutely right on that. But also, I just want to talk about Taysom Hill. If Taysom Hill is going to be the starter, we don't like we think probably Jameis should start. But if he is going to be the starter, let's play that out, that narrative. He's a guy we would want in fantasy football. He's a rushing quarterback that is going to give you a nice floor. And so I just think that Taysom Hill is an interesting, especially in Superflex leagues, a guy to stash as your second quarterback and potential upside. That league winning upside as a rushing quarterback.
Do you think there's, dude, I want to ask you this, Travis, because I've been really thinking about like those two. I've even thought, because like they're both so cheap pretty much.
Yeah,
like,
right.
you could even like, I'm going to double
You
up.
get them both. Yeah, exactly.
But then it's like, I'm not surprised if we end up seeing a little of the action in New Orleans 2021 that we saw in Indianapolis year 2020, where it was Phillip Rivers, but then also Jacoby Brissett would come in and get some of that goal line work, do some of that stuff. Like, could this be the first time we actually see a legitimate dual quarterback scenario in New Orleans?
Absolutely. And Sean Payton's not one I want to put it past to do something like that for sure. I would just say this, though. You're just trying to hedge the bet on the NFL norm, Like, I'm just saying, like, I think he's going to want to start one quarterback because that's what you want to typically do. But this is a guy that, he used Taysom Hill with Drew Brees. Like, he doesn't care. He will use whatever he needs to use. So, yeah, this could be very interesting. You could have both guys running out there drive to drive.
Yeah, that helps my head. Thanks.
Yeah, Strofe.
I'm in bad shape here, boys.
Well, we knew that from the beginning. But it's great.
But this is what makes it so fun. Like,
when
the
we
more
get to
you,
just laugh
I'm not
at
having
you.
fun.
Yeah,
but I am. It's
yeah. Your pain fuels us.
I'm so glad Johnny's not here right now.
Oh, he just got back.
Oh, he's just getting back on that.
What's up?
Hey, Johnny, how you doing?
Strope's
Fantastic.
over here just licking his wounds. He's very upset that he didn't go quarterback earlier.
But
Hey,
I
mean,
shit the bed here, man.
You know what's crazy too is like you didn't just go one quarterback. You went Jalen Hurts as your
and that's a
only
risky
quarterback.
pick.
Yeah, well, considering they don't, I'm not
Dude,
even sure the
real
Eagles
talk,
like
though.
him.
Real talk, though, like, just because we do have listeners on this one too, and it's coming around. Like, if I'm in your spot right here, like, I'm taking Taysom Hill and I'm taking Jameis Winston.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
And it's like,
I have 4 picks in a row here. That's the plan.
You get Sean McVay's quarterback, and you just keep your fingers crossed. Not that I'm about to lie and actually read their private comments, fingers crossed, but like I hope it actually comes true, fingers crossed, that he doesn't do a dual quarterback system. And if he's not, you probably got a QB1,
Yeah, Jameis actually is like a pretty solid quarterback for fantasy. I know he throws a lot of picks, but like when he plays, he gets you
guys a
top 8 finisher.
No
yeah,
doubt about it.
And you know that they'll air it out there. It's not like Sean Payton's offense isn't like kind of airing it out kind of thing. We'll see.
You know what? I'm You know, I like these other. There's some. I'm drinking my juice, boys. Give me the starting quarterback in New England.
That's
Give me
not
the
a-
starting quarterback in New England.
not
I'm
bad.
buying into the hype, the training that he is better now than he has been a
Interesting.
full extra year with Bill Belichick, and he's gonna have him and Darius Byrd are locked up like Kurt Warner and whatever. I'm just gonna go ahead and stop now, but I'm excited about that one.
Oh, this
I
thing's
like it.
zooming
All right.
now.
There we
Winston
go.
Hill, Gasecki, however the hell you pronounce Mike's last name, and Leonard Fournette there. I already have
We had 4
Ronald
picks right
Jones.
there.
I had 4 picks in a row there, yeah. So that must have been why I did the
He
trade.
finally got to make those picks
First
that he
of all,
gave
you
up
said you
in
were
that
going to
tip.
have like all this time on the clock and give us some spiel WWF style, and you didn't. You zoomed through those.
You didn't
I'm,
deliver,
I'm,
dude.
licking,
Auto
I'm
pick.
licking my I'm licking my wounds, guys. It's tough. I can't talk shit right now because I'm not feeling great about it.
Well, you've got you've got the New England or New
Orleans.
Orleans quarterbacks. So
Yeah, I love that. That's so ideal.
It's so ideal.
the post Drew Brees New Orleans quarterbacks, you're feeling good about that.
Super great, Travis. You're totally right. This is not a mock, Vu. This is a real league, and I am in bad shape.
Oh, thanks, Donnie Tells Real League. It is their listener league. That's right. Oh my good. So
put up Z's comment right now. Put up Z's comment. So this is random, but I heard that Goff was sent to Detroit because he was banging McVay's girl. So there's that.
Wow,
dude, Z's pretty reliable. Like he's got good. I don't know if he's joking or this.
I don't
is
know
a
if he
real
wants
one
to
that
hang his
came in.
hat on this one, but yeah, I mean Z.
Oh,
Wow,
I gotta find this
First of
story.
all,
That stuff happens though, like in professional sports. Like
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
That's the
She's a
NBA.
great looking lady.
This is
as
the
well.
NBA. I'd be believing it way more.
Well, because
sure.
there was
Sean
that whole
McVay's a young dude.
yeah, and there was that that whole rumor with Nash too here in Phoenix. This hits close to home.
We've all heard it. Things
Yeah.
get weird. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Just like I don't know about Jared Goff as my fantasy starting quarterback, but he's shown flashes. He could show flashes over there in Detroit with Amon-Ra St. Brown and Tyrell Williams, TJ Hawkinson, my boy Rashad Perriman. Oh, easy daddy. The Washington football team defense.
Hey,
Golden
that's
Tate with Russell Wilson's first wife. Is that true?
Our guy
I didn't-
easy on auto.
I didn't know about this one. Did you know about the
Whoa.
Golden Tate with Russell Wilson's
I didn't
as we
know
turn
that.
into page 6 fantasy football.
Easy. Out of your draft in the football team defense. Are they the best defense in football? Really?
They're good. They're probably top 5.
Yeah, they're really good. That D line is so nasty.
Right. Accurate.
Z coming back in here. My buddy was at a bar in LA last night. He was speaking to the owner at the bar that told him that.
Huh.
The Fantasy
You know what?
Inquirer.
I'll say this. And we're just
here we
having
go.
fun here, guys. We'll just say this. The trade that was made was kind of a weird trade, right? Like it was almost one of those situations where it's like nobody gets better and nobody really gets worse. Like remind me of the details on it if we know here, but we had Jared Goff and Matt Stafford as the main pieces, and then
And a boatload of picks.
and Jared Goff had picks attached to him.
Yeah,
So
2
Detroit
first
got
rounders.
Goff and picks, and then LA got Stafford, and that was it. And they lost picks, right? And it's one of those things where it's like Stafford's good, and we're saying he's better, but Goff's taking you to a Super Bowl, and Stafford's never won a playoff game. So it's not like a guaranteed for sure this.
But
is
Austin,
better.
you got to remember, right? Wins loss is not a quarterback stat. That
No,
defense
but
for
those,
LA
like,
was
but the
good. The
fourth
pieces
quarter-
around him are really good. You plug and chug with Stafford, your team gets better. It's just a fact.
I mean, I agree, but the fourth quarter is also the quarterback has a lot to do with how that plays out. And he's had a lot of fourth quarters that haven't come through. I think Matt Stafford is slept on. I think he's underrated. I think he's very, very good. And he's about to have the best season of his career. But I'm just saying that you had a Jared Goff who we're all saying maybe took you to a Super Bowl. And then you went ahead and made this trade. There could be, are you really doing this because you just got better? Or did you want to get Jared Goff out also? That's the only thing I'm saying.
Well, they wanted to get Jared Goff out of somewhere, apparently.
Yeah. Maybe Cutler was, he was in somewhere he wasn't supposed to be.
Dude,
Correct.
this is very intriguing story.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Oh, Mac
Strange.
Jones.
the what is it? The days of our lives.
Yeah.
Also, like if you're McVay and you
A
have
fourth
and
quarterback for
Jared,
pajamas.
and Jared
Wow.
Goff bangs your fiance, I'm trading him too.
I'm trading him too.
I'm also trading my
Dude.
fiance.
And Detroit is where you're trading him. That's the perfect spot.
That's
to be
true.
Like, see you later.
Big gulps, huh?
Bye-bye.
Well, see you later.
Yeah, that also kind of points to the narrative Z was bringing up too, right? Like you traded Goff, and where did you trade him? You traded him to Detroit.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
8 Mile.
Oh.
I don't know.
Things are getting
know.
spicy.
With the fourth quarterback here taken off the board, Mac Jones by the Cat's Pajamas in the 10th to go along with Tua, Trevor Lawrence, and
Basically,
Justin
yeah.
Herbert.
You see Strofe looking down. He's texting Cat's Pajamas right now. Hey, can I get one of those quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Which one would you
Hey,
want?
let's make a trade.
We'll see, man.
He's calling him right now. Give me he's on the phone. Hey, I need a quarterback. Come on.
He's like pulling
help
an
me
Adam
out.
Shefty. He's pulling an Adam Shefty. He's
Yeah.
just like,
Don't hardball me here, he's saying.
Strofe, did you pick up Leonard Fournette there with that pick that you swapped around with Death by Rona?
That's correct.
I like that. I like that
I
pick.
also have Ronald Jones. I figured I'd handcuff him.
I think in these deeper
Yeah,
leagues, we
that's a
got
smart one.
14, right? We got 14 members here. And I know that people could come in and say Gio is going to take a lot of that passing down work from my QB1 Tom Brady, which might happen. But Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette, these are both two good running backs. It's just who's going to be getting the rock, who's going to be getting the goal line touches. If they maybe split them up, which kind of sucks, but if somebody goes down, you got it covered, and you got at least like an RB3 backside. Kind of same thing I did with Singletary and Moss.
like it.
I want to ask you guys,
All
Johnny and Travis, you guys took Damian Harris, another member, lead dog of some presumed backfields. Travi, I know that Ramondre Stevenson, your boy in Dynasty, you know, he had some good moves, especially in the preseason game before last with that 90-yard touchdown run. But then Damian Harris also looked good. Sony Michel is
all those backs are
around
good right now.
Yeah.
The problem is, like, I want to be on this hype train for Ramondre, but they all look good. I will say I'm very encouraged by Ramondre's pass catching ability. I've seen him out there catching some passes too. So that's something that Harris just hasn't shown yet. Not saying he can't do it. We just haven't seen them use him in that capacity.
like no pass work.
Yeah. And so,
I mean, we saw that with
where I like
Stoney too for the first couple of years.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, I think Damian Harris, like, you want a running back here. That's the point I'm getting at with this offense. It's been top 5 in rushing attempts for, ever since Belichick basically has had the team, and especially with McDaniels. And that being said, they brought in all these, the offensive line piece. They brought in the extra tight ends. They brought in the possession receivers. They definitely want to play bully ball. They want to run the football. But yeah, I'm all on Damian Harris this year as the redraft. You definitely want Damian Harris. That's the guy you should be investing in first. And he's still so cheap because people are so scared of New England running backs. And I just think that it's just a great investment to try and.
I think Ramondre.
You want him to go to Mac Jones.
Yeah.
If you're
As a roster
running back, because you want the Cam Newton touchdowns to go away. You want the Damian Harris goal line carries to come back. But I will say that even without that, like his upside's capped with Cam in. I'll just say that, But either way though, he's a cheap investment and there's a lot of upside with it.
Dude, I like that take. And speaking of cheap investments, MF Cowboy says Smitty got on my queue after Smitty took Corey Davis out of New York. And I think that Corey Davis is a name that you're going to start to hear more and more of as the season approaches. As credit said, Zach Wilson's goddamn guns. We like Zach Wilson's long-term outlook. He's got to throw the ball to somebody, even if he's a rookie, even if he's inefficient, even if the Jets' woes continue post Adam Gase, the ball has to go somewhere, and Corey Davis really stands alone, right? There's not a guy who is contending for that wide receiver spot, and he's shown us flashes. Former high drafted guy, did some good work in Tennessee. Now he's got a new opportunity, kind of unlike one he's had before. I think Corey Davis is a steal right now. And Johnny pumping the fist like he thinks he just got himself a steal over there with Mecole Hardman. Is that right, Johnny?
Oh yeah, we just locked that in. Woo! I am so excited about that, dude. That's That's probably my favorite pick of the second half here of our draft that we
Favorite
have.
pick of the second half of the third quarter of the
Yeah,
Tuesday
dude.
in May.
Mecole Hardman on Friday night's game with the starters and Pat Mahomes in had 3 red zone targets in just that first half. Like they are going to him, and he also had he had 3 from just Pat Mahomes himself, and then he also caught a ridiculous touchdown from the backup quarterback there, but Henny. And so I'm telling you, Hardman's going to have a baller year. This dude is.
Now, I like Mecole. You saw me make a trade for him, Johnny, in our Dynasty League. My only question would be, is that second wide receiver in Kansas City viable? We like Mecole's talent. We like the prognosis, but I cannot recall Patrick Mahomes supporting the second wide receiver in Kansas City up to this point. I'd be surprised if that second wide receiver has broken 650 yards the entire time. I know that it's been Sammy Watkins who's flashed, but then he's gone down. It's been Byron Pringle. It's been Mecole Hardman. It's been Demarcus Robinson. Do you think that this is a tide-turning year where that number 2 role is going to be viable outside of that Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill position?
I do, because the upside for Hillman or Hardman, is way different and way more valuable than with Robinson or Pringle. Those guys run more underneath routes, where Hardman is running the longer, deeper down the field routes. And especially when you have a guy like Tyreek also on the field opposite of him, he's going to get a lot of one-on-one coverage and speed kills in this league. And I'm telling you, it's going to be now I'm not going to sit here and say like Hardman's going to be a top 12 wide receiver, but Mecole Hardman is going to be like a pretty solid wide receiver too on most weeks. And like you said, if there's any quarterback, I mean, we've seen Teddy Bridgewater support 3 wide receivers that have gone over 1,000 receiving yards. And if there's any quarterback that can do that, it's going to be Pat Mahomes. I just think that he hasn't had a wide receiver stay healthy and in that spot as a wide receiver too long enough to put together
build rapport, build that route into his rotation, his regular. Yeah,
there's not a day that doesn't go by where you don't see some highlight of Pat Mahomes going deep to Hardman, either on practice or in a game. Like they're going to use him like that.
I thought you're about to bust out a country song there, man. There's not a day that goes by that I don't watch that ball fly to Mecole.
MF Cowboy would love that.
Right. And speaking
also
of those
freestyle country, dude,
you like that one? I can keep this going all day, man. Maybe we'll do a new
Smitty having
segment.
having to go with Tyrod Taylor as a second QB.
I saw that, but that really is intriguing, isn't it? Because we don't know how this
it's not.
Hey, Big Travie, tell us about when you took Tyrod Taylor in the 5th round in our redraft league of record.
It was when the hype train got.
I'm done with Tyrod Taylor.
Tell us how good his upside is.
Look, got plenty of upside. He's a rushing quarterback. He's definitely got some upside, but not enough to be excited about for your second QB at this stage. That you definitely want a starter. I'm struggling to find the words here to get you excited, but that's definitely like
he might be a starter though.
Look, I know he's definitely is, but Strofe was over here. It's funny. He's like, "Oh, that's intriguing. That's because of the position you put yourself in, Strofe. That's why you think he's intriguing right now."
Oh man,
you could have drafted a quarterback earlier. You wouldn't have to even look at a guy like
Hey, man. At least I have a starter.
That's true.
Well,
one of them. Maybe.
Are you just gonna start Jameis and Tyson Hill? Like if Jalen Hurts, if Jalen Hurts doesn't start week 1, and
I
we
will
get
start
this
both
Matt Nagy
I will
situation,
start both of them. Yes, I will tell you now. I will start both of them. Yes,
you would.
Why wouldn't you? Right? I mean, I don't think we're gonna have a clear decision by then. So.
Yeah, you might not have a better choice.
I mean, ideally, you have Jameis throwing for 2 touchdowns a game.
And Taysom running for 1. Right?
Running for 1. Yeah, exactly. So
oh my God, dude. What the hell? How amazing would that end up working out though? If Taysom Hill ends up being like Jameis Winston's favorite tight end option and you end up getting this double dip action. Taysom Hill throws a touchdown pass and catches a touchdown pass, and Jameis throws 2 each time.
There you go. It would be solved.
Just the best.
I do think that there is a scenario where Sean Payton really goes back and forth week and week with who he wants to start, depending on whatever defense he's going against. Like if he's going against like a really strong D line that's, stops the run really well, he might throw it more, like has a bad secondary, because usually teams don't have both great D lines and great secondaries,
Right.
And so it's like, what if he does that? Then it's like, but I mean, like you said, you covered yourself by grabbing both of them. You'll be fine. You can swap them in and out. But yeah, I definitely think that there's a world where, or reality where that happens, where he just switches it week to week.
Oh, Ramondre just went off the board. Okay, that makes my life a little bit easier. These picks, man, like they're just there, but these are some of those really, really important picks in your draft. Like it seems like no-name guys, but you get some of these pieces that really could keep your squad afloat. Maybe they're handcuffs, maybe they're deep dart throws that end up filling in for a guy in the earlier rounds that tears an ACL or something crazy like that. Like it gets a little bit loose, but I almost get a little bit tighter in these last few rounds. Ugh.
Callaway, nice one. I do like what Easy Daddy is putting together. He's putting together a solid squad here. Not bad, not bad. Austin on the clock.
Alex Stroh still trying to work that trade with Cat's Pajamas for a QB here.
He won't give in.
Yeah. He's got you. I mean, he doesn't need to give in right now.
He doesn't need to.
Yeah, he knows. He knows he's got all the leverage here, Stroh.
No, he doesn't.
But you can imagine what it'd be like.
Can you imagine like if he
His
did?
wide receivers are Jamar Chase and Deebo Samuel. Like he doesn't have all the leverage.
Give me that upside. Taking Hunter Henry.
There you go. I like that.
I don't hate it.
I like that fit in New England, and obviously with you drafting Cam, assuming he does keep that starting position, that could be some serious points early.
Johnny, can you tell me why everyone likes Jonnu Smith so much more than Hunter Henry right now?
Because that's
hurt.
Well,
that
Hunter Henry's hurt, and
But so is Jonnu Smith.
No, Jonnu Smith's he's fine.
Is that how you say that? I always thought it was Jonnu Smith.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Actually, I think it might be Jonnu Smith is like the actual technical, but Jonnu's going to be more on the field. Hunter Henry will be more of like a touchdown guy, and he just always is hurt. That's the other problem, which is why it's also just better off to just get Jonnu or Jonnu, whatever
Whatever it is. All right, boys, this squad's looking pretty good.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back. He's starting to
He
feel
is,
back
got all
confident.
excited.
I
He's
like
back
those.
again.
Those were two late flyers there. Michael Pittman, Alexander Madison. Love them both. Both with if Madison or if Dalvin Cook gets hurt, and he tends to at least for one game every year or several games every year, we'll see some Alexander Madison action. So that could be a serious RB2 candidate. And Michael Pittman, I just like the upside there. Second-year guy, new quarterback. So we'll see what happens with him. But, what is that, an 11th round pick? I'm not going to complain about getting him there. End of the 11th round, in fact. So 2 picks left for me. And I probably won't be drafting a kicker. So
Oh, really?
you act like that's shocking information.
No, I mean, it's still exciting. It's kind of fun. I like when people do different things. Like,
Are you going to draft a kicker, Austin?
we'll see. I'm kind of with you on that. Like, it depends on if there's a stud around that I'd like to see what happens in the remainder of training camp. You know what I mean? If there's a guy who's in a positional battle, for instance, that could be the lead dog at a spot that I think is going to produce more fantasy points, I would take that over a kicker. Because even in a 14-teamer, I'm comfortable streaming kickers. Defense too, So. But it's just fun to hear people talk about going against the grain a little bit.
Going against the grain.
Somebody turn off his mic.
We're getting the next country song going. Speaking of against the grain, that's what the Vowels are doing for a second.
Oh boy. While I've got you guys here,
going to do it right there. He was just ready.
while I've got you guys here,
Oh, here
we never finished the bet.
Shameless plug. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what the bet is. Apparently, I'm roped into it. I have no say in the matter. I'm just
All right, hold on. You don't have to be roped into it for a second. Johnny, me and you, let's have a chat.
All right. What do we want to do?
So last year, I had a much better overall record than you. In fact, I think yours was the worst in the league?
But it's not how you start, it's how you finish. I actually won.
Yes, you paid attention to the consolation.
I beat
bracket,
you.
fucking
that was the whole
nerd.
thing.
You are a nerd.
The whole thing was
I didn't set my lineup.
Hey, it doesn't. That's your fault. The whole thing was who makes it further at the end of the season. Because
no, it was whoever had a better record.
No, it was not.
Go get the receipts.
No, yeah, and I did check the receipts, and it is said because I was like,
this is the way.
No, I said because there's COVID, there's a lot that could happen during the season, and therefore, if we make it to past that season, whoever makes it further along in the playoffs, then that is what we go off of. And guess what happened? I went further in the playoffs than you did.
Travis, can you confirm that this was the rule?
I can't confirm.
Okay,
I don't have receipts, but I would say that Johnny is probably not, talking out of his butt here. He's probably telling the truth, because this is the actual way you should be doing any bets, is by the end of the season, how everything finishes. Like at the end, when we close that league, what happened? Who was better? And that's how you determine who's better. I mean, otherwise, what are we having a consolation bracket for, if not to finish these bets,
And
all right.
Also the fact is how often does the number one team in your league win the whole thing, right? It's rare, right?
Because Lizzie wants to say that he was.
No.
I mean, he wasn't. I don't think he was the number one seed, though.
Yeah, I don't think he was the number one seed. Most often, the number one seed doesn't actually win. So, your regular season record is meaningless once you get to that postseason part. So that's the whole argument behind that as well. But since you aren't sold on that fact, even though that was it, I am down to do what do you want to do?
So we can play by your rules. Whoever
Okay.
makes it further in the playoffs. Because I will not be in the consolation bracket this year. Well, I imagine you and Travi will still be there.
No.
We're talking about Jalen Hurts and your New Orleans quarterbacks here. It's going to be
there's a lot of ball game left there, Travi. Don't you worry. This ain't going to be the roster we see week 2.
Okay.
Okay.
He's got. Are you saying that you have deals in the works?
I have been on the phone with a few contacts. Some I'm not proud to admit, but
Death by Rona.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I have
you
a
did
couple.
say you love Scott. Are you going to let him get you in another trade? He already got you for that. What was that? A 7th rounder, 6th rounder?
Yeah, and then I traded, and then he traded the pick that I traded to him. So this my next.
He did a double flip. He did a double flip and
flipped my pick on me. But anyway, so we're gonna get some things in the works. We're gonna upgrade this team. We're gonna get ourselves in a better position, and I'm not too worried about it. And I'm gonna win this league. I'm gonna assert my dominance. I'm the people's champ.
I'm the people's
champ. Did Argo get taken here?
No, I got it. Okay. Boom. Let's go, baby.
Old Jacoby Myers action.
Yeah, dude. That guy is going to be so good this year.
I hate to do this to Whispernation and to you, Strofe, but I've got to go.
Big Travis.
You gotta go.
I got work.
I got a day job, unfortunately, that you gotta pay the bills.
But I'll be here. I'll be here with you.
Love you, Strofe. Awesome.
Love you, Travis. Good to see you, buddy.
Love you guys, Whispernation. Thanks for showing up and showing out. I will see you guys in that chat. Peace out, guys.
Peace. Gio Bernard, those are good picks right there.
Yeah, that's solid. He's stacking the odds against us again, man. Jay Blizzy's really showing out here.
Well, for a second, I thought it was like because he only had Saquon and AJ Dillon. I was like,
yeah, that's tough.
But then he grabbed Gainwell. Looks interesting because he could catch he could be the Nyheim Hines for them. For the Eagles. So and
Gio's a fun addition, but that's a and we talked about it a bit earlier, right? With Fournette and Ronald Jones. Obviously, that backfield's wacky, and nobody really has the answer as to what it'll look like. All three will be utilized, I'd imagine, right? Like Gio is not to a point in his career where he's going to be a third string back that doesn't see the field. So
Yeah, I think he could take the James White of their offense and be
Right.
like that really good pass catching running back for them. Yeah, it'll be interesting. That's why I was a little bit more off on Fournette or Ronald Jones, just because I don't know if their receiving work will be there this year. But I do think that I think they'll be okay if you grab both of them.
Dude, what about
yeah, that was a good one. Rondale Moore in the 12th is really good. Sorry.
Dude, Jacoby Myers, man, I was watching along. You sniped my pick. I mean, 9 spots away. I don't know if I call that a snipe.
Yeah, right. I don't think that's a snipe.
And you're the one who has turned me on to Jacoby Meyer, Johnny.
Yeah, dude, that dude is going to ball out this year.
You called it. He did it at the end of the year, and then
Yeah.
he's done it in preseason.
It's what you like to see. And camp reports are saying he's looked really great. So I like it. I was so excited to get him.
You got him right where you'd like to get him as well.
Yeah.
And it's not like a New Orleans situation where there's like a Michael Thomas who's going to come back and then like fill in this role. No, New England's done the smart thing of not having any like super talented wide receivers on their team. I mean, the Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith bit, why they did what they did, but Jacoby Myers is going to be nice.
TCP, Alex sounds a lot like Gronk from the Emperor's New Groove movie.
Isn't that the dude that voices Joe as well in Family Guy? It's the same actor, isn't it?
Is
Patrick
it?
Warburton?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same guy. No.
Oh. Are you the same guy?
I am not Patrick Warburton. Cannot confirm, yeah.
But the voice would leave people paused for a moment. I got to get my Strofe impression back on. I got to work on that for next year.
That. Yeah. I'll be back. I'll hop back on the show. We've got some stuff in the works. We're going to be creating some content together.
All right. Well, then I'll get ready for that.
Yeah.
I'll get ready for that.
Wait, so Strofe, what are we doing? What are we doing for this bet?
See, we need some inspiration here.
Okay.
We're making a friendly wager that we're actually going to execute this go around. Because the people need this. And Johnny has been getting on my nerves now for about 24 months straight. And it's time to put his money where his mouth is. And I need to shut him up once and for all. So let's do it this way. If Johnny has a better performance than me in fantasy it's tough because Travi's just smarter than him and he's on his team. So that really does throw a wrench.
Yeah.
Okay. Johnny, I'll just offer what my side of things will be. If I do not have a better finish than you this year in the Listeners League, I will take 2022 off.
Oh, we don't want to see you go.
No, yeah, you can't.
You're not going to see me go. I'm going to beat him.
No, here's what you do. I think that
and Whispernation, let us know if you got any ideas too.
Yeah,
if you got any good bet ideas.
Yeah.
Whispernation, let us know between Johnny and Alex Strofe here who are going to be throwing it down for the better end of season finish. Let us know. It'd be some fun bet ideas.
I'm super annoyed and bummed that Jacob Bley got Brian Edwards. He was going to be the guy in my next pick. I thought he would fall.
And he didn't.
Nope.
I'm thinking about my pick on here other than jumping back into the bet conversation. Oh, Williams. Okay.
I'm trying to think of what I want it to be. I want it to be like fun. It's got to be something fun.
I agree.
Like,
you're laughing. I don't like that.
No, I'm just like I'm thinking like, what if we have to? I think whoever does not go farther. They have to be you have to do one of those dancing signs on a street corner and I'm not saying just for like 5 minutes. Like you have to a good 30-minute time. You have to go 30 minutes of time. You've got to get one of those signs, hold a sign, and then you got to dance with it on a corner. And what we'll do, here's how it'll like, we'll make
the sign will say I suck at fantasy football or something of the sort.
Yeah, or I mean, yeah, I could say that, or it could say like Alex Strofe beat me in fantasy this year, or like for me it would be you could be, I suck at fantasy. We can have a phrase on this on the sign, okay?
Yeah.
But we will create and Whisper Nation will help us. This is how we'll get Whisper Nation involved. Whisper Nation will help us design a 30-minute song playlist, and you have to stand on the corner of a street, a busy street, and you got to dance through the whole entire playlist.
So whoever wins creates a playlist.
Yeah, but
No,
I love that.
Yeah.
And just so you know, we got Strofe is on the clock here. And I love this thing. We got Whisper Nation tuning in and sharing some ideas. MF Cowboy says, make a shame video, which is right around in here. Cass Pajamas said, whoever loses gets turned into a llama by Alex. That sounds amazing. But I agree with Pizza Belly's comment here at the end. It must be filmed and put on YouTube. I think that's a great way. We're all making content out here. Why don't we go ahead and get something
throw it up on the
people,
the Fantasy Whispers channel?
Yeah,
we got the People's Champ right here. We got Johnny Game Time Hicks, Man of the People as well. The people watch YouTube. I think it's a good one.
I like it. So, all right. So let's come to final terms here as our draft slowly but surely coming to a close here. So yeah, let's do whoever goes further in the playoffs creates the 30-minute playlist and decides the phrase that goes on the sign.
Yes, done.
And what do we have to wear? We can wear normal clothing. Do we have to?
Yeah, you can wear normal clothing.
Okay. But you have to dance.
But you have to dance. Like that's like.
So you'll either be dancing in Los Angeles or you're in Arizona, you're in Phoenix,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
I'm in Phoenix.
Okay, so you'll either be dancing in Phoenix or I'll be dancing here in Madison, Wisconsin, which would be the middle of winter. So we might have to wait till the spring on my end, but
that's fine. Yes, that I definitely. Oh, right here we got signed JW Hicks 96 or Alex Strofe beat me in fantasy. Something like that. Yeah. Like,
how about this? We can this is a good starting place. We got a couple weeks until the season actually starts. Let's keep this open a little bit, but by kickoff, that Thursday night game, let's make sure we're locked in on this one. Let's keep it a little bit flexible.
Yes.
And then the rest of Whisper Nation Listener League as well, because we got Scott jumping in. Come on, let me in on this. It's going to be exciting. We'll be getting the chat going. We get maybe some bets going and get a little bit of a bet board action going for the Whisper.
Ooh, I like that idea.
So is our week one schedule out yet?
I think it comes out as soon as this draft is complete.
Okay, I'm curious to see who I match up with week one because I've got a few people I would like to smack the crap out of.
You might, and you might want to hope that they play you sooner rather than later in the season, so that way you can have a quarterback.
That's true.
Yeah.
Scott says, at least do a strip club on stage in your underwear singing I'm So Pretty. I don't know if they'd let you do that at all the strip clubs. We could just go to a Mexican one. Like, that's fine. We'll go down to south of the border, and there we go. So,
yeah, that's an easier drive for you fellas.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess that's a good point. How about Canada? How are the strip clubs up there in Canada then?
I've never been to Canada,
okay.
Surprisingly.
I've heard they're awesome, but the use of maple syrup is crazy.
Yeah, right. Everybody's really, really nice. The strippers are just way too nice.
Really nice. That's lovely. That's lovely. Johnny, I did want to get so bringing it back to actually football here at the end of the draft.
Oh, come on.
I know. Captain Buzzkill over here. But I was super stoked, actually, and I didn't want to talk about it too much when Strofe was mentioning kickers. But I've got a little bit of a different take on this one. I have no problem reaching a little bit early, not more than a round, but just a little bit ahead of time to grab my top kicker, my top defense. And this came from about 6 years ago when I was a religious streamer. I would just stream all these positions. I thought it was more fun, and I thought I was smart. And I'm like, I'm just going to go ahead and outgame this. I could just do a better job streaming. But then I did the math, and I averaged up my entire performance, and it was like, outside of the top 5 for kickers and for defenses. So I was like, I wasn't as good at it as I thought I was. And so I'm like, if I can get what I think is a top 5 kicker, what I do believe is a top 5 defense, I think it's actually kind of worth it. Points are points. And depending on schedule, depending on what else is available, depending on the value and what you have your roster built, all those factors are important. But if it works out for me to get what I would see as an elite defense or an elite kicker, I don't have a problem going one round ahead to pick that piece up. It can be a difference maker in some games that are only decided by a couple of points. So I was stoked to get the Rams defense and Harrison Butker. That's my number one for both positions.
I mean, if some people are better at it than other, I always just would prefer to stream. Terrace, dang it, that's who I was looking at.
I'd prefer to stream too, and I just added up my past work, and I was like, it just wasn't as good. Now, hey, if I draft a kicker that's outside of the top 5, I draft a defense that falls outside of the top 5. I just didn't do myself any favors. But I like these guys. I like Butker. I like the opportunity. I like the talent. Same thing with the Rams defense. What about you, Johnny? Here, closing it out. Last 2 rounds. This is the end of your draft, man. What are you thinking? What are you trying to put together?
I'm gonna go with my guys here. I know that Travis is somewhat on these guys too, so I'm gonna get my boy Quadri, and I'm gonna also go with what is the higher upside? I'm gonna go with AJ Green here.
Oh, interesting. So no.
Who are you also thinking about?
I was also thinking Rieger is becoming more interesting to me. He's had a lot of highlight plays out of camp, and he's looking phenomenal. Gabriel Davis is actually really interesting to me because of what's going on in Buffalo. Their wide receivers are, up in the air with who's going to be number 2 target for what should be a very pass happy offense. He's looked great in preseason so far. So I do think that there's something. And also MVS, man. I know that a lot of people, we talked about it on the show, but like he's been getting more and more hype, and I get it. I totally get it. Sounds funny, but we've heard this slow playing kind of train before from Aaron Rodgers, from coaching staff. And this is kind of typically how they bring their wide receivers along. Is very similar to how they brought MVS. And Davante Adams had these same issues early on in his career where he had drops. He wasn't hitting his full potential. And then all of a sudden he put it together. We heard a lot of steam about it. And then he's become the best wide receiver in football. Not saying MVS is going down that road, but I do think that, they need a number 2 there in Green Bay. If he does solve, like the only thing is he just needs
not a
to
Lazard
solve.
fan.
I'm not, and I mean, he's solid, but like we've seen MVS really bust out, like, and show that he can be a really big, deep threat. And it's always been the drops for him. And so if he truly has fixed that issue, then look out, because all of a sudden Green Bay actually has a number 2 wide receiver and he's going to be good.
What do you think about that, Strope? How do you stack up the wide receiver 2 position over there in Green Bay? And I just want to throw out the stat I saw from PFF on Lazard, who had the highest pass blocking ranking of any wide receiver in the NFL. I thought that was an interesting piece. Does that matter at all, Strope?
Well, in fantasy, not a ton, right? But obviously on the field, it does. He is the wide receiver 2 in Green Bay, but maybe not for fantasy purposes. As Johnny mentioned, right? MVS had some troubles last year, but he also had some really high ups. And I expect that to continue. He's probably their top deep threat in the wide receiver room. I think now you look at the addition of Amari Rodgers and Randall Cobb, maybe that changes, but I would still argue MVS in terms of size and speed presents the best opportunity for a deep threat. So if you're going to take a gamble on any wide receiver, obviously outside of Davante Adams, I think I agree with Johnny. It's MVS. I'm intrigued by Amari Rodgers, but he's a rookie. I don't think the expectation should be too high for him, especially with Randall Cobb making the comeback. But this wide receiver room is probably the most intriguing now that Jordan Love hurt, is probably the most intriguing storyline of the preseason and of training camp. So overall, I tend to agree with Johnny here. MVS does seem like that number 2 guy for fantasy purposes. And if you can get him in a round like this, I think it's an absolute steal.
Love that breakdown there. And I want to give a shout out to my aunt whose hat I was wearing. This is my draft day hat.
Nice.
She was the biggest Packers fan that I have ever met. And her and I would just talk fantasy football with each other all day long before she passed. And so I just love to rock this hat. And every time I hear Strofe, especially talking about the Green Bay Packers, it just always brings joy to my heart, as I know that she is stoked to hear the positive prognosis, looking down on what the Packers got ahead. I think our wide receiver room is a little bit better than it's been in years past. It's like MVS isn't new, Lazard isn't new. It's not filled in. I know we'd like to have that strong number 2, but at least everybody there is comfortable. Everybody's bought in.
Yeah, but I would almost disagree with that, right? Like I do think 2 guys are that true number 2 in Lazard and MVS. Both of them play their roles, and you break down that blocking staff from PFF. Lazard plays a huge role, but it's not always in receptions or yards or touchdowns, right? I mean, he spreads the field, he allows for opportunities, and he will get the ball thrown his way quite a bit. Rodgers and him do have a really good chemistry and connection as they've been together now. This will be the 3rd or 4th year. So I love the wide receiver room. It's going to be fun to watch what they decide to do. Are they going to keep 5 or 6, given that Devin Funchess is still trying to fight for a spot with Green Bay, as is Malik Taylor, who was on the roster last year. It seems like Equinemius St. Brown, who I was really high on a year ago, isn't going to make the roster, so he'll probably get signed elsewhere. Of course, the brother of Amon-Ra St. Brown, the rookie in Detroit. So it's a fun room. And, when you've got a quarterback by the name of Aaron Rodgers, you're certainly going to have a ton of opportunity to thrive, right? I mean, so it's going to be fun to see how it shakes out.
It's going to be really fun to see how that one shakes out. That's a great breakdown on there. I didn't know that Equinemius was likely out.
He's on the outside looking in. He hasn't played either of the preseason games due to injury. He was hurt a lot last year. And this would be his 4th year with the team. They haven't gotten what they want out of him. And, if you look at the 5, they're definitely going to keep. It breaks down as Adams, MVS, Lazard, and then Randall Cobb and Amari Rodgers. That's already 5 receivers. If you keep a 6th, you're going to go with either a guy who can help you on special teams in Malik Taylor, or a guy that can, really provide experience and leadership in Devin Funchess. So, he's one of 2 guys or 3 guys. Randall Cobb has had a 1,000-yard season, but he would be the 3rd receiver in that room if they do end up keeping Funchess that has had a 1,000-yard season in his career. MVS hasn't, Lazard hasn't, and obviously Amari Rodgers hasn't as a rookie. So there's 2 intriguing options, but they might only keep 5. So, but like I said, I think St. Brown, if and when he is cut, he'll get signed elsewhere. I think he'll get an opportunity on an active roster. Obviously, Funchess and Malik Taylor both will. If they're both cut or just one of them are cut, they're both really solid wideouts. Reggie Bagleton might get a look elsewhere if they don't practice squad him again this year. So that Green Bay wide receiver room is stacked. It's just a lot of names you probably don't know a ton about.
I like that breakdown there. And making my last pick. All right, I'm going to go for the upside. First of luck to y'all. All right.
Here we go.
Feels good.
All right. Alex Strofe closing out the draft. What is he going to do?
With our boy Strofe. Who's it going to be? And while he's doing that really quickly, we had a question. MF Cowboy asked draft grades after this. So Whispernation, it's been a blast drafting alongside y'all and doing this live. What we're going to do here is after the selection is made, which it is, Regar, I like it. We're going to close down this version just for technical sides. You're going to see the screen come in, but we're just going to go behind the scenes, if you will, and break down our team, talk a little bit about it, talk about the whole draft, continue to answer questions as they come in. We're not going to do draft grades the way that we have done in the past, as the season will turn out our draft grades at the end of the year. But we're going to go ahead and talk about these ones a little bit and keep answering questions as they come in. It's been an absolute blast to draft alongside all y'all and get this ready for the upcoming TFW 2021 Listener League. So Rieger's there. Johnny, anything you want to say here before we transition to the next part?
No, best of luck to everyone, or worst of luck, whichever side of the coin you want to look at it.
We got this one done here, man.
Hey, I'm excited about it. All right,
Nice.
Let's hit that outro.
All right, there we go. It's been an amazing time drafting alongside you. We'll be talking about the Listener League quite a bit. And yeah, man, great. Happy drafting, happy season. And we'll see you in like 5 seconds.
Let's go.
Right here.
There we go.
There we go. Damn. What do you got? Okay. Shit, we're done now. That was freaking fun.
Ooh,
Johnny,
that's
what do you
an
think? I
interesting
guess
big
let's
point.
ask our boy. Let's ask our guest host here, Strofe. First thoughts. Draft is done.
Yeah, draft is over with. I'm feeling all right. I think if you watched along during the live stream, I was a little flustered about halfway through. I got a little flustered with my quarterback scenario. That hasn't broken down the best way. Obviously, being a super flex league, I grabbed Jalen Hurts, Jameis Winston, and Taysom Hill. So hopefully there's some upside in New Orleans.
This
but
could be fire though, dude.
it could
Like,
be.
It could be.
But
If
it
it
could,
hits its ceiling, you could have 2 top 5.
but it could also be a complete disaster, right? Like it's one or the other. It could go either way. So that's a part where I'm not so confident. But otherwise, I really do like how my running back core shook out. Derrick Henry in the first, got Josh Jacobs in the third. Then I got Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette later. So handcuffed 2 of the 3 backs in Tampa Bay. Also grabbed Alexander Madison out of Minnesota. So I like where how the running back room shook out. Vegas is an interesting team this year, but I do really like the upside, of Josh Jacobs. My wide receivers though is where I'm really pumped. DK Metcalf, DJ Moore, Juju Smith-Schuster, Michael Pittman, and Jalen Reagor, a late flyer with the final pick of the draft. So that's a solid room right there, man. I'm pretty pumped and high on those. Mike Gesicki out of Miami as my tight end. I did draft Gronk. Gronk's not going to make the roster. He will be probably my first cut, as I need to acquire a defense and a kicker. So I imagine he will be a cap casualty, if you will. But overall, this is a solid squad. There's room for improvement. There's moves to be made. But as it stands right now, August 22nd, 2021, I'm happy with how it went. Not my best work, not my worst work. There's room for improvement, and I won't be on a street corner twirling a sign. So it'll be fine.
I don't know about that. Oh,
You're muted, Austin.
Austin, you're muted.
Shit. Thank you. I think you just hedged a lot of bets in a really good way in such a deep draft. The quarterback is going to be the biggest point of question, but like it's pretty really nice ceiling, nice floor too, just from covering the bases there. Ronald Jones and Fournette, even if those guys are equally carrying the rock and Gio's getting all the passing down work, it's not ideal, but that's your third running back.
Got TCP week 1. People are coming in here with their matchups.
Who do I got?
People coming in with the matchups. I think it's set.
What do you think?
I got Jay Blizzy. Christ.
Jay Blizzy.
Oh, that's an automatic loss, bro.
Well, hold on.
That's a loss, bro.
Who's Johnny? Who do you like on Jay Blizzy's quarterbacks side?
I mean, Drew Lock will probably be the starter week 1. And
you starting him? Would you like to start him week 1?
I mean, would I? No, I mean, I wouldn't prefer it, but I mean, it's gonna be fine. Yeah. Like, if you're saying who would you rather start, Drew Lock or Taysom Hill or Taysom Hill or Winston? I don't know. Like, I don't know who's gonna start out of the like.
That's all I'm saying.
It's all a wash. It's all a wash.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I just wouldn't quickly crown MF Cowboy that quick.
I'll tell you
that fast.
Okay, who would you rather have here? Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, Robert Woods, Amari Cooper, Chase Claypool, like all those are solid wide receivers. Like his other skill positions are very nice.
So who would I like if you're asking me DK Metcalf and Julio Jones versus Devontae Adams, Robert Woods, I'm probably going the latter, but not by much.
I'm going the latter by a lot. Robert Woods is
and
so
you have
good.
a lot of personal vendetta against Strokes.
No,
so I feel you.
Robert Woods is a top 12 wide receiver.
We'll see.
Julio Jones isn't going to be top 12. Julio Jones might be like wide receiver.
What about DJ
22.
Moore? What about DJ
I
Moore?
like DJ Moore, but he's down lower than where I would have.
I don't have Julio. Julio is traded.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh yeah,
Donnie.
that's right.
I do have DJ Moore though.
So who would I have between DJ Moore and Robert Woods? Robert Woods over DJ Moore. Who would I have over Juju or Amari Cooper? Amari Cooper. Or even if you said Juju or Claypool, I'd rather have Claypool.
Like, would you rather have Saquon and AJ Dillon or Derrick Henry and Josh Jacobs?
I would rather have Josh Jacobs over like an AJ Dillon or a.
Well, I would sure freaking hope so.
You know, what do you think about your team? Though,
Gio could be just. I mean, it's a PPR league, so Gio could get 8 catches for 50 yards, and he matches what Jacobs does because Jacobs is not going to catch out of the backfield. So
Could be.
that's
Could
what
be.
makes PPR.
I like the way you said Gio. That was a good one there.
Gio.
What do you think about your and Travis team, Johnny? Give me your breakdown.
I like it. I think
Running with the
it doesn't.
devil.
I wouldn't have taken some of the guys, but I know that Travis is really big on them. So I think overall, I think our team is very, very solid. I think we've got a good foundation. I think we have a lot of good upside as well as these dart throws I'm really excited about. I honestly have no idea who we're going to drop though in order to pick up a defense and kicker. So and we have TCP as our week 1 matchup. And it'll be a good one for sure. I think I'm just gonna go on a limb here. I think we win week 1. Sorry, TCP.
Sorry, TCP. I mean, to your question, maybe AJ Green. Maybe if you get some training camp news out of the running back room in Atlanta. Maybe Quadre. Maybe Jerick McKinnon. I don't know. You're asking who you drop.
Dude, Jerick McKinnon is, I'm telling you, gonna win people fantasy leagues. With CEH hurt already, and
You think he's just gonna have standalone value because of the pass catching work he's gonna get?
Yeah,
like he can be that third down guy, and then if he fills in for some early down work, barring because of a CEH issue,
and also Daryl Williams is dealing with concussion right now. So as of right now, it is Mecole Hardman as the number 2 running back, which I think is, or sorry, not Mecole. It is Jerick McKinnon as the RB2 there. And we've always seen he has the potential to be an awesome running back. He just can't stay healthy. So
there's a pathway to McKinnon being really real.
Yeah.
This year. Yeah.
Really, really real.
Yeah. You're not going to get rid of Pollard. You want to lock that up with Zeke and
yeah.
Okay.
So we'll have some decision making to make down, next couple of weeks, but that's okay. We'll figure it out.
I wanted to throw one name out here because I went back. I like Ingram. I like a first round talent tight end. I like the role he's got on the team. I like the pathway he could have. We all know what he's kind of been like. But I went with him. But the guy I was really thinking about, and I'll just throw this nugget out there. In a couple of things need to happen, but I'm not surprised if you see a heavy pathway towards relevancy for incoming Chargers rookie Larry Roundtree. I think he's hands down the most explosive running back and exciting running back other than an Austin Eckler. And they've never in Los Angeles wanted to give Austin Eckler that full-featured, type bell cow role. They've always brought in, whether it's the Melvin Gordon or it's last year with Josh Kelly and Josh Jackson over there.
Austin Eckler was that guy.
Yeah. And Austin Eckler was that guy, right? When Melvin Gordon was the other dude. And then the role switched as he's gotten better and things have evolved. But Roundtree, at least in the preseason and in camp, he's shown some impressive moves. And I just think they want to have that type of role. And no one's talking about him. Nobody's mentioning this guy's name, just like nobody mentioned Josh Kelly's name last year. And then he had that one good week 1. Josh Kelly then whatever. But the role, at least that was desired out of LA, was visible. And it could keep going this year too.
I think there'll be a role for sure. I mean, there's a Latavius Murray role available.
Yeah.
I have heard his name come up a few times. I still think that Justin Jackson is also an underrated running back, that he ends up taking that kind of spot, but we'll see. He's
solid. He doesn't let you down, but he doesn't make a play. Right.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
All
right, who comes in last?
Oh, I got
on this. Or just let me take a look. Who do you think kind of had almost like how we do in our league of record? Which team?
Which team do we think? And Whispernation, let us know.
Or maybe who's going to play? What about this? Who's playing in the championship game and who's playing in the last place game?
Okay, I'm ready.
Go for it, Stroh.
All right, me and Jay Blizzy in the championship.
Okay.
Johnny and Travis and Death by Rona in the garbage. And
that's a quick one.
Bowl. Yeah, well, duh. Come on. It's no brainer.
No
real reasoning behind it, just because that's just what I want to say,
Right.
You're playing for third place, Austin.
Appreciate that.
No problem.
Appreciate that. I like my team. I like my squad.
Turned out solid. But no, in all seriousness, I got to look all these over quick.
I'm trying
I don't love Pizza Belly's team. I think there's good value there the first 3 rounds, but kind of falls off after that. You do or do not?
I kind of do. Like at least for like what's available with it, like
like
Josh Allen.
Darrell Henderson in the 4th round. There's obviously value there with Cam Akers out, but I don't know. That's early for Matt Ryan.
I think Donnie's team makes it to the finals.
Ooh, I like Donnie's starting lineup for sure.
I like that a lot.
Me too.
Kyle Pitts, we'll see, but it's exciting.
And I think Troy's team. I think it's Troy and Donnie in the finals. And then I think in the last.
You like Mike Davis as a running back too?
I mean, he's got what?
Oh, wait, running back 1. Well, running back 2 on his roster, yes.
Well,
am I looking at the wrong team?
I mean, sorry. I was looking at Don Flick's team, so I was like, I got really confused. You're talking about Troy's. I think Mike Davis is fine. I think he'll be okay. He'll be a fill-in for an RB2, but I think with Tevin Coleman, we were looking at Tevin Coleman later on. He's actually projected to be the starter there. People just don't want to talk about it, but that's what all the beat reporters are saying. And so I do think he'll be able to throw him in there. And then the Philip Lindsay thing is very interesting. Austin was kind of noting about it, but Philip Lindsay got that first and second down work early on in that preseason game. So we'll see if that continues, but I think he'll end up being fine, And he got the Buffalo Bills defense, which is going to be, and if Watson ends up coming back, like he's got the bet, like Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson, no one's going to be able to touch that as far as quarterback wise. Like that's the 2 best duos there.
Right.
Now it's kind of like it's the Michael Thomas at the quarterback spot for Deshaun Watson. Picked up, comes in. We'll see.
Well, except for Watson isn't injured. He's just in legal issues. So it'd be if Michael Thomas was fully healthy and then coming back after a suspension, then I would agree.
Or Deshaun Watson might not play at all, and Michael Thomas will play this season. So,
well,
I'm just talking about the upside.
So they're the upside. They're not at all similar, is what you're saying.
Sure.
You want to
I wanted to get the woman on Behind the Glass here a second, who we're co-managing on this squad with.
There we go.
Hi, everyone.
Philly
What up,
Chelsea,
Philly
the bell.
Chelsea?
Hi, good to see everyone. Happy draft day.
Happy
Sorry to
draft day.
It happens.
She is the best half. That is true, MF Cowboy. This is yes, you are right. And she does. And I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. Well, I've been paying attention. It's been really fun watching all the drafts. Strauf, listening to you get winded by the 4th round was just the best news of the day. It's going to be a fun season.
Oh, it's going to be a long one, Chelsea.
It's going to be long if you're getting winded by the 4th.
Yeah, right.
The off season's over. Training time is over.
Oh man, I got to hit the weight room.
Hey, he's going to be winded by twirling that sign around for 30 minutes at the end of the year. So
yeah, I like that bet. It sounded like a good option.
Yeah, right.
It's been good.
Right.
Oh, good to see you guys.
Good to see you, Chelsea.
Chelsea. All right. Any last words?
Good luck.
Before we jump off here.
Good luck, fellas. It's been a pleasure. Game time. I hope you don't win a game. Rona, I hope you don't win a game either. And when you two play, I hope it's a draw. Austin, best of luck, buddy. Much respect.
Thanks, brother. Go Packers.
Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go.
All right. Until next time.
We love you.
Make sure you like and subscribe if you already tuned in. Peace.
That's right. Peace.
Right here.
Oh, hey, you made it to the end of the video. If you like what you saw and you want to learn how to dominate your own draft and win your own league, head on over to thefantasywhisperers.com and grab your copy of the Fantasy Whisperers Draft Kit today, or click the link in the description below. And if you're still not sold, check out one of these videos.